talk about this hashtag, Nick.
Which hashtag?
Well, first, I'd like to introduce the podcast. Hello, everybody. This is episode 457 of 4Player Podcast. My name is Nick Henderson. I am joined tonight by Brad Simons.
Hello.
Nolan Hedstrom.
Hey, everybody.
And Christopher Guthridge.
Hey, how's it going?
We've got some video games to talk about.
Namely Doom. But let's talk about this hashtag first.
Oh, man, he is not wasting any
Top
time.
hashtag on Twitter.
People
right
are
now.
really leaning into this, well, especially Chris Davis, this Chris Davis was right hashtag, which I guess is a play on like the Joseph one, which was also like kind of dumb back in the day.
Wait, what was
right?
Joseph hashtag?
Joseph would say these things that like everyone's like
predictions,
like pretty obvious shit, and then we come back with the whole Joseph was right kind of thing. It's like, this next Call of Duty is gonna be lame. It's gonna be like Joseph was right when it comes out, and it's kind of lame. You know, it's just. But I'll say with the whole Doom thing, I don't think any of us expected for Doom to be really anything special. You know, I mean, I don't think we saw it at E3.
Yes, we did.
And I guess the response from us coming out.
Well,
at
we
E3,
literally saw it at E3. No one got to play it.
Sure. But we all saw it. Everyone that went and everyone who didn't go. I think the feeling coming out of E3, with the exception of Chris Davis, was kind of apathy. You know, we saw it. We were like, this looks kind of cool.
I mean,
no one was like, fucking, because they showed Fallout 4 for the first. That we were like, oh, this is crazy, and we were excited about Dishonored 2, but we weren't walking out of the Bethesda press conference shouting about Doom like Chris Davis was. And by the end of that fucking week, it had become like an afterthought.
They showed Doom in the Bethesda press conference?
They did.
Yeah,
I don't even remember that.
The
They
demo
opened with
ends with the cyber demon showing up, and then it's like,
okay.
Doom.
I remember now.
And
Okay.
incidentally enough, that boss fight in the game is really fucking lame too.
What I'm saying is, going into this, like leading up to the release of this game, I don't think any of us were like, "Oh man, I'm gonna fucking buy
Right.
Doom." None of us were Chris Davis.
None of us had Doom boners.
So let's take it back.
Can I say this?
Why?
I was just going to say, like, to be fair,
We're gonna talk about this game.
I walked out of the Bethesda press conference. Out of
Sure.
the three things they
Sure.
showed, which was Doom, Fallout, and they showed Dishonored 2, which was
Yeah.
a cinematic trailer. Doom was my second favorite thing I saw there.
Sure, but
That's not hard
by
to
the end of
say.
by the end of that week, you weren't talking about Doom.
By like
No,
a-
none of us were talking about Doom. We weren't thinking
My
about giving it
mile.
a booth award.
My interest was piqued.
All I'm saying is, leading up to release, Nick. I mean, none of us were going like, this wasn't on any of our most anticipated at the beginning of the year lists. You know what I mean?
Sure. And honestly, like, it definitely didn't help when that multiplayer beta came out, and it was just kind of a.
Exactly. So let's bring it back.
I don't
Let's
want
bring it
to
back.
use the term
First
wet
of all,
fart.
it's it, right? And we know that the last game that id put out that was of note or period was Rage. Rage was not one that a lot of people loved. Nope. Before that was Doom 3, which was divisive, or Quake 4, which no one liked. Doom 3, which was
Well,
divisive.
Quake 4 was also a launch title for Xbox 360 too. And I don't know.
God,
oh,
it was.
Quake 4 was Raven anyways. I mean, that's the thing. It had not done much. And then Carmack left. We knew that Doom 4, got rebooted. A lot of people had left id.
Dude.
We didn't think that id could make a really cool game.
If anybody has heard the talk about what Doom was before they scrapped it and restarted,
yeah, it's like some weird Call of Duty shit.
oh my god, yeah.
Okay, so I think that's one of the reasons we weren't super hyped about it.
Sure.
Is because
one of the many
who
reasons.
Who knew? Like it was a smart thing to be somewhat cautious of the next game it was going to put out, right? Remember, Rage was with Carmack. It was like very, it was a big deal back then.
And that game kind of fell apart at the end too.
Sure. But let's take it back to QuakeCon. Chris Davis sees this game. He comes, he tweets, "Doom is back, baby," or whatever this stupid fucking tweet he did. The one that set me off initially, right? It was like,
Yes.
and my response was what? Like,
Fuck
okay,
you, Chris Davis.
no,
Fuck
no.
you.
No. My response was fucking prove it. What did you see that makes this classic Doom? Because as you know, I'm a big proponent of classic Doom, but I've always been like, people were talking about all these Doom games still coming out, like Serious Sam and Painkiller. And I've always been like, well, Serious Sam is not really like a classic Doom game. You're fighting lots of things. It's fast. It's gory, whatever. But like classic Doom is all about, like, in my opinion, really great level design, really great secrets, yada, 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 right? Mm-hmm. And these were the things I asked Chris Davis. Like, okay, you're talking about fucking like melee kills and like shoving hearts down throats and fuck door keys. I'm gonna rip the hand off this dude, and that's how I'm gonna get through the door. And he's talking about fast and like crazy. He was talking about like arcadey gameplay. What he described to me sounded a little like, you know, Serious Sam or Doom. And I'm like, well, did they show any secrets? Did they show intricate level design? And his response was, well, we'll have to see. And this was the shit that I think started the inside joke of us not really caring. I mean, seriously, I don't think we care that much about Doom, but it also became a running joke for us to kind of make fun of.
It was more of a joke.
Make fun of his hype.
Then we didn't seriously think the game was going to be a piece of shit.
Yeah.
We were just making fun of it because he was so excited, and none of us had seen it.
Exactly.
Right.
It's the kind of thing where like, I saw this thing behind closed doors and I'm so excited. If only y'all could see. That was his thing, and that's why we were responding, I think, the way we were. You know, outside of my initial questioning for, you know, is this really classic Doom? I was also giving what's his name on Twitter.
By the way, we are going to have Chris Davis in here to talk about Doom in a second.
No. Who's the other fucking dude on Twitter who's like, classic Doom is back? Dave Oshry, right?
Oh, yeah.
The same shit. I was like, are you fucking sure? Like I was skeptical as a motherfucker. So Doom comes out, and it's good. You know, we're gonna talk about it, and now everyone's like he's this fucking prophet that fucking knew that this game was going to be great. When what started the skepticism in the first place was that his response to, is this really classic Doom? And his response is, well, we'll have to see. So how the fuck was he right if we go from this like behind closed doors thing where he could not prove level design, he could not prove secrets. We go to this multiplayer beta, which like almost universally negative coming out of you. Then you have Bethesda, who didn't really market this game, you know, as a classic Doom game in the sense of intricate level design, intricate secrets, because they got up on stage at E3 and that this is what classic Doom's all about. It's about fast, it's about guns, it's about fucking demons. And I was sitting there thinking, well, there's more to it than that, motherfucker. But Bethesda was not talking about these secrets and this intricate level design up to the release of this game. Their marketing kind of missed the point for me, which is why I couldn't get hyped. Man, now it turns out that stuff is actually pretty good in this game.
Hey, Brad,
but we didn't fucking know that.
Is this whole rant just Chris Davis wasn't right enough for you?
It was Chris Davis.
He wasn't right in the right way? You don't want to admit that he was maybe a little right? You don't want to just... Can we just talk about that the game is good?
But that's what this is leading into.
Okay.
I don't know if you can tell,
Let's talk
but
about
I was
that.
getting ready to tell you how good
He
the game
was almost
actually is.
there, Chris. But you ruined his train.
I'm sorry.
Derailed it.
I'm sorry.
We got to
Killed
start
the
over
momentum.
now.
Yeah.
Take it from the top.
I'm just saying, everyone's giving him fucking hand jobs, and maybe
Chris Davis deserves a hand job every once in a while. He didn't make that. He deals with a lot of shit making this podcast.
He has cats he has to deal with.
What? He didn't make
He
the
has-
fucking game.
He has Brad to deal with.
One, he acts like
Look
he
at
made
the games he likes, okay? What comes along that we're all actually into, and you want to shit on it?
This is all about this. Like my response is not
He started a new hashtag. Give Chris a hand job.
like my response is such because like that hashtag kind of asks for it, you know. I mean, I don't think he's sincere about it. So I mean, my
I think
response
Brad's
is like,
just salty he doesn't have his own hashtag.
I've been right about a lot of things.
yeah. I mean, I've had plenty of hashtags.
I can't wait when the
Fuck
first
Konami,
hashtag. I can't
fuck
wait.
Mercury Steam.
I can't wait for the
This
first
is-
hashtag with Brad's name in it. It's Brad was wrong.
Is this a preview of the end of next month too?
Let's hope so.
What's next month?
No Man's Sky.
Oh my God, that's next month.
Yeah.
Oh shit, next month is No Man's Sky.
Yep.
Brace yourselves, everybody.
Dang.
Brace
What I'm
yourselves.
saying is, I don't think Chris Davis has even played Classic Doom.
Okay. Would you like to bring Chris Davis in here?
Okay. Now that
I
we're,
think
now
we-
that we're done with the purity checks, let's talk about
Chai
Doom.
Tai's really, he's giving him the most vigorous hand job.
All right.
I'll just wait till we see Chai at E3.
No,
hand jobs are coming.
Can't wait. All right. God damn it, Brad. You know you can't yell into your mic like that, right? You son of a bitch.
I mean, it's not like they're analog. I'm not like I'm throwing off the levels. It just sounded like shit for a second.
What the fuck?
I just took our listeners and put a little shit in their ears for a couple seconds. It's fine. It's fine.
All right.
He feels
All
more
right.
than...
Before we talk about Doom, because everybody's itching to talk about Doom, let's get Chris Davis in here. Let's try and keep it. let's keep it friendly.
We needed a preamble.
Really? Yeah. We did.
We the people, in order to form a more perfect Doom.
He just wanted to make sure he got that in
wanted
before.
to curb the praise.
What's done yet?
It's because every time I play this fucking game, people are talking about this hashtag in chat.
Dude, I watched you
kind
play
of
this game the
obnoxious.
other night, and you really kind of look like you were just looking for reasons to be like...
I can't let Chris Davis win this one.
That was a secret, but it wasn't like that secret.
Well, I mean, that's not true.
Okay.
Okay.
This is all in good fun.
Yes.
We ready to talk about Doom?
Yes.
Hello, Chris Davis.
Hello.
Welcome to the podcast.
I'm glad to be here.
I had
You know
to
what
be
I
able to
should have
defend
done?
myself.
I should have made a classic Doom quiz for Chris Davis.
Oh, yeah. That would have been a
His
reasonable
his
thing
version
to do.
of going back to play classic Doom was brutal Doom with God mode.
That
That got under my feathers.
Have you
under my
played Brutal
sweater?
Doom?
What does
Skin.
it say?
Under
Skin.
your
Skin. Did you
Under
play
your
Brutal
feathers.
Doom at all?
Listen, I know plenty of.
Did you play Brutal Doom?
Brad, I just want you to know,
What does
giving
that
Chris
mean? I know
Davis,
plenty about Brutal
giving
Doom.
Chris Davis
You
a
know
quiz.
about Brutal Doom, but you haven't played Brutal Doom.
Hey,
Oh, I know it ain't classic Doom.
giving Chris Davis a quiz about classic Doom is almost as shitty as like a Game of Thrones book reader giving a Game of Thrones TV show watcher.
That's
a
not
Game of
fucking
Thrones quiz.
true.
There is.
That's not fucking true. You know what it's like? It's like someone watching the show, having never read the book, saying they've masterfully turned the book into the show.
This is going...
That's what it's like. You know what I mean?
is going down a dark path.
It's Brad's
Well, I'm not
Brad's
saying he
fault.
hasn't played classic Doom. We
Brad.
all have. You know, there was God mode back then.
Well, if you could, IDKFA, IDDQD.
asshole.
These people.
Nolan, why don't you roll that beautiful bean footage?
Oh man. Okay.
Oh, so you went
All
with
right.
Mars.
Let's talk about Doom.
I'll be the first one
I
to say
said
it.
you should have gone with
All
that.
right.
I think Doom's pretty good.
All right.
That's really big of you, Brad. That's really big of you.
Glad
I
you admit it.
just ranted for about 10 minutes, but you know that was real big.
What? Remember, I never said that I was gonna go into this game trying not to like it. I never said this game was gonna suck. I never said that I didn't want to like this.
I think you're trying to preempt the people who are going to say that about you. No one's saying you said that. All right, let's talk about Doom because
talk
you know
about
what?
The game
I
being
will
good.
also say, I will not say the words, Chris Davis, but Doom is pretty fucking good. I'm gonna put a fucking in there. I think Doom is pretty fucking good.
Given the attitude this game presents you, yeah, I think cursing is appropriate.
It's I really didn't know what to expect because I played the multiplayer beta, and I really couldn't have been more lukewarm.
Well, that's
it.
made by certain affinity. That's a whole other deal.
Yeah,
So-
and I think the consensus everywhere where I hear people talking about the game is the multiplayer is definitely not what this game is all about the single player, which
absolutely
is great. Crispy, you're rather quiet over there. How do you feel about Doom?
Okay. I really like it. I don't know that it's gonna be on my top 10 list at the end of the year, but I think that what we were given.
Did you finish it?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm on like mission 9 or 10.
I am sadly still
Oh.
exactly where I was after I broadcast
I think
last
there's
week.
13 missions.
roughly about there, yeah.
Okay, so I'm getting there. I think I just went back to hell for a second time or something. Anyway,
You go back a couple times.
yeah, I just keep going back and forth to hell. I think that this is about as good as Doom should be, could be, should be.
In 2016, you say?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is about the best we could have hoped
maybe
for.
period.
I think this is about the
we
best.
squished?
A little bit. I do feel a little
It's the-
compressed.
You know, having to fix all this, I
Don't
have
worry about
every
it.
scene set.
I think as far as what we could have gotten, this is definitely probably close to the top of the high end of what we should have expected.
It's a pretty interesting like evolution of this series. If you look at Doom 1 and Doom 2, and then you look, of course, we got Doom 3, which is extremely divisive, and was they were going more for the atmospheric a first-person
Right.
horror game.
And that was going to be my biggest hang-up about the series in general. And the thing that really kind of won me over was that it really seems like they took a step back and they were like, okay, let's keep in perspective the fact that this is Doom. And
Dude.
That's kind of just like silly and stupid. So they really like embraced that, and
They embraced
tells,
that
like, it
after
shows.
they almost built a game to completion,
Right.
and then
That was trying to take the whole concept like too serious.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot of comparisons have said like like people who have seen that early version of Doom that it was like gritty Call of Duty.
It's the kind of thing that I feel like sometimes gets in the way of like.
Yeah.
For instance, like Ubisoft games. I feel like Ubisoft always takes their stories, like no matter how ridiculous or how like kind of fanciful they are, they take it too seriously and they try to market it as being like really cool, like edgy stuff. And that makes it seem less cool than if they had just been like upfront with like, hey, I know this is really silly, but this is just kind of escapist bullshit. Like, let's just have fun with it, you know? And that's exactly what the first like 2 minutes of Doom sets up for you. Is just
Dude,
like,
I think
this is crazy bullshit, like, and this is gonna be a hell of a ride. All you need to know about this guy is that he is a fated warrior to fight the hordes of hell, and all you're gonna be doing this whole game is just shooting and punching demons.
Dude,
and if you're cool with that, this next like 8 hours are gonna be great.
But that being said, the game puts in that little extra little content of, hey, there's a background for this character. You get more
It's
information
just-
about.
There
But
is.
it's not
just-
invasive. It's not invasive at all.
just faint
You
enough.
could skip too by like
Yeah.
smashing monitors
but like,
and stuff.
but like
Yeah,
it's
Which
so
I've been-
it's so stupid that it's good that I wouldn't want to skip it. And honestly, like you know, I haven't finished it yet. I don't know if this will end up on my top 10 at the end of the year, like you said, Crispy. But like, I tell you what, right now, the fucking intro/title card of this game absolutely will be up there as
Dude,
one
it
of
was
my
so
favorite
absolutely.
It
one
was
of my
so cool.
favorite moments of the year.
When I realized that this whole thing was like he was imprisoned in a hell tomb, and they brought him back from literal hell, like resurrected him with dark magic, like
It's like they
you guys-
resurrected Master Chief
you
from
guys-
hell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
And left him very,
it
very
kind of
angry.
does this thing intentionally that like I feel like a lot of video games do unintentionally, in that it deifies the character, but not like in this really silly like lame way, like
Like
oh
Duke
Master
Nukem
Chief,
Forever?
Master Chief is the
Yeah.
savior of humanity. It's like this is just we summoned a blood ritual to bring forth the Doom Marine to bring the ultraviolence.
I feel
and
like-
that's what he did. You
I
know?
feel like that's the tone Duke Nukem Forever should have had, but they completely fucked
Yeah.
it
Oh
up.
my
If
god!
God.
The gameplay of Duke Nukem Forever matched
You just made
up
me
to that.
really, really upset internally, because now I'm just thinking about what if we had like a Duke Nukem game that was as quality as this in terms of like
Yeah.
its
Yeah.
I mean,
its devotion to its source material. But like,
You guys know me though. Like you know that I love comic books. I love things that are stupid as long as they're like stupid turned up to 11. You know?
Yeah.
If it's not lazy, but it's ridiculous, I will generally be like into it.
Look-
And this has been striking a perfect chord with me on that note. I don't know if you've gotten far enough, Nick, for this, but there's actually a file you get later in the game that's like this ancient scripture from hell, and it shows a prophecy of the Doom Marine coming, and it's like him standing on a pile of demons. It's very similar to the cover. It's like
Yeah.
him like just murdering demons.
You mean
but
the
it's
you mean the real cover?
It's all done. Yeah, the real
Yeah.
cover, the flip cover. It's all done in like old, like kind of biblical art. And in the background, like in the sky, there's this like opening in the heavens, and there's a shrouded figure behind him, like watching him do this. It is straight up a reference to the fact that he's a video game character, and there's somebody like controlling him.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's so stupid, but I love it.
It's stupid in the best kind of way, and I'm the kind of person who tends to like when games take themselves more seriously, but mostly because when they don't take themselves seriously enough, like sometimes it has the opposite effect for me. Sometimes when they like, if a game tries to be silly and fails, it's worse than if they try to be serious and fail. You know what I mean? And like this does it perfectly. Like it is stupid, but it like the decisions that were made so intentionally and with purpose, like it totally works.
Can we talk about gameplay?
No, I don't want to talk about gameplay.
I would.
Game plays like crap.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
I would like
love
to.
it.
I'd like to ask
No, I fucking love it.
how people are playing, or like how Crispy. How are you playing the game? Because
How am I playing it?
well,
Like on what difficulty?
I feel like
or-
two people can sit down and play this game and have a very different experience.
Okay.
Because
on.
combat encounter wise, like this is a very fast-paced game. You can run through these environments, kind of guns a-blazing. You know, it's not hard to kind of find out where to go. I mean, you can more or less just kind of head in the direction that the enemies are spawning that you haven't been yet, and really just kind of fast and furious. Fight through those encounters.
You can almost
get
treat
to
it
the
like
end
a
of the level.
linear shooter.
If you want.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd still kind of, backtrack a little and whatnot. But I'm saying, like, you can play this like a very fast-paced game, right? Obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the thing is, there's secrets in this game.
I think all of us
And,
here
like-
are familiar enough with this to know that the way I think we're all playing looking for secrets.
But I'm saying, like, are you looking for all the secrets?
I'm doing my best.
No, that's different though, Nick. Like I'm saying, if you play this game with the intention of finding all the secrets, like you are spending more time out of combat in this game than in combat. It's a very different experience, and I for one am playing it with the intention of trying to find all the secret, and like the pacing of which I play the game is like very different than how I imagine the random dude who's heard of Doom who runs into games and like I'm gonna shoot some demons, like that can be a very, very different experience. And why my experience with this game is very positive. It has everything to do with like I think the level design and hunting down
I have
these
a question
secrets.
for y'all then.
And I feel like if I didn't do that, like it just I think it would still be fun. I think combat is fun in this game, but I think maybe it wouldn't resonate with me as much as much as it is currently.
Yes,
with the way that I'm playing.
I think the consensus for most people who are having such a positive experience with it is that yes, it like the fact that they are so true to the secret, like hiding secrets, like that is what makes this game stand out.
Like
I think
they're fucking difficult.
I have a question.
Like they even put shit on the map, and it's hard. Like you and they do like the classic Doom thing where you look through a window and you see a power up, and you're like, how the fuck do I get there?
Yeah.
And you can spend like half an hour looking for that thing. Like that shit is really tricky.
Dude.
Like open up your map and try to get all the question marks. I mean, I think you have the option
Yeah.
of kind of turning it on the map to see if you have them all.
well, you can upgrade it too. Like it doesn't. I think if you have to get within a certain radius of a secret
Yeah,
for
but
it
that
to
stuff
pop on
doesn't
your
work
map.
that well.
But you can upgrade that to the point
There will
where
be an audible chime that lets you know, hey,
Yeah.
there's something very close.
now I have a question. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of playing through it, and when I see the question marks and they're nearby, I do my best to go for them, and I have spent a fair amount of time exploring. Maybe not. I haven't maybe spent as much time as you, Brad, going like trying to find everything before
like
moving
if
on.
you try to find everything, you are spending a lot of time
but
in levels.
if I was to go back and replay a level, the secrets that I already found are still counted
Yes,
as
they're still
found,
there.
right? So I'm just going in to find the ones that I've missed.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of how I'm playing it. I'm trying to get as much as I can the first time through, but not spending.
Yeah, you can absolutely go back and play any level in the game with everything you've upgraded, every weapon you've earned.
See, that's
but I don't think the rewards are so good from these secrets that is reason enough for
it's
why
just
you
finding them is the fun part.
Yeah, which is why I'm trying to do it on my first run through. Frustrating though is that I feel like some of the level design I've seen so far can make it hard to tell when it's okay to move on. Like it's really hard to find these secrets, and sometimes I'll get really far in a level and go, man, do I need to backtrack to the beginning? Did I miss something
I've played
back there?
4 levels so far, and 2 of them. I did this while I was broadcasting. I don't know if people noticed it, but like 2 out of the 4 levels that I've played, I accidentally left before I was ready because I didn't
Yeah.
realize I was hitting the button to leave the level. I just thought I was opening a door because like you literally walk up to like a computer and there's like a thing that says exit level and you like hit the computer or whatever and it opens and then it loads. I thought I was just going to open a door and the game is so fast paced. I'm going, I'm running through it. Oh yeah, switch, boom. Oh fuck, level's over.
Yep.
And
And that's but like not that's not I'm not. That's not a bad thing necessarily because I do still have that drive to go back and play it. The thing is, like, some of the secrets are you're finding a lot of these like little doll characters,
Little Doom guys.
which are awesome. But like, I found a gun in like the second level that was a secret that you wouldn't otherwise find until like 2 or 3 levels later.
I think you can get like the super shotgun like a whole level earlier.
Yeah, I found the plasma
Yeah.
rifle in like I found the plasma rifle in like level 2 or something.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
And like that was so rewarding because it was definitely in a place where it was hard to find. And it was that moment where I was like instantly rewarded with like a fucking gun. Like that was so and I love all the guns in this game so far. I'm having a blast switching between them, and like a lot of times you get forced to switch between them because you are running it out of ammo so frequently.
Yeah, there's no bad weapon in this game at all.
Yeah, no, they're
No, the pistol's lame. I mean, compared to all the other weapons, no one wants
As
to
a
use that
starter
fucking
weapon,
pistol.
you're never going to use the pistol, but
Yeah.
otherwise,
I've been using the pistol.
Yeah, it's lame.
I use the pistol when
It's
I'm
not great, but I like it.
I mean, if I run out of ammo for my good guns, I just pull up.
I am one of those
But-
people that has like on tons of occasions accidentally I keep trying to reload even though I don't need to reload in this game.
you end up switching the attachment to your weapon.
Yeah, and I'm just like, fuck. That is probably the hardest thing for me to get past in this game. Because I'm trying to reload even though I'm like, I was like, it's not really telling me to reload. Oh yeah, it's fucking Doom. I don't need to reload. Driving me nuts. But hey, the combat in and of itself feels awesome.
What do you think of the encounter design?
I especially like the later half of the game. I really like it.
Okay, well, is it different in the later? I mean, it is
it's
the one
more
thing that
about-
I would say. Like, it's funny for me to say this, but I feel like the level design and secret design does kind of feel more like classic Doom than the actual combat. Just more than the encounter design.
Well-
where in classic Doom it was, enemies were just kind of inhabiting the level, and you would there'd be triggers for more to spawn in, like based on progression through the level. But in here, it feels kind of like wave based, like enemies are just kind of coming out of nowhere.
It
You're just
definitely
mowing them
feels-
down.
yeah,
it's,
definitely
more it's more arcadey.
Definitely more
Yeah,
chaotic.
but I think the benefit, especially of the later like arenas, is the spawn order of the enemies, the kind of the platforming level design that encourages you to jump around and run around constantly, and the power ups that you'll find that'll encourage you to
I was listening to
figure out whether you want to use it now, use it later in an encounter.
I was listening to a podcast today, and I completely of course, Doom came out. When did Doom come out?
Last Friday.
No, like the original Doom,
Oh, 1993.
1993. And of course, I haven't played it. I haven't played as much Doom as probably anyone else in this room, but it just kind of blew my mind. I was trying to think about what makes this game different exactly, how people talk about being really close to classic Doom, but what exactly about it is different. And I was like, well, you couldn't fucking look up and you couldn't jump.
Right.
Well, mouse aim,
which
mouse,
a limitation of the times perhaps, and maybe just I don't know, but
I mean, Doom came out at the time when people were playing with arrow keys instead of WASD.
yeah,
So-
and it's just because of all of those new features, because the added verticality of the levels, it does feel
The verticality is the big thing, the ability to jump and platform throughout this
which I
level.
love. I'm that's the one thing that I think this probably wasn't the first game that did it, but one of the only good things to ever really come out of Brink was the ability to do the quick in first person leap up and
Yeah,
climb
but
on.
so many other games have done that better now.
Well, sure, but someone had to think of it first, and was Brink the first one to do that in first person?
I don't think so, no.
Because I remember Mirror's Edge was the first game where it was totally devoted to that.
At that pace.
But when Brink came out, people were like, well, Brink is first person shooter meets Mirror's Edge. And then that was the first game I can remember playing where I jumped up to a surface and just grabbed onto the ledge and pulled myself over. And just it made the progression through the actual movement through the levels feel really smooth. And that was the one thing about the game that I thought was really cool and unique. And so many games have done that since, but it's actually become kind of a staple, which is funny because that original game that did that sucked.
Well, another reason I think this game does feel like classic Doom is because enemy projectiles are slow. I mean, there's no hit
it's
scan
not
weapons.
instantaneous.
Yeah.
There's a lot of melee enemies, and then there's a lot of enemies with slow projectiles, which is very classic Doom, where it's more about kind of avoiding enemy fire and kind of choosing which enemy to take out first, versus what weapons you have and what ammo you
can
have
also-
left. It was kind of puzzle-like a little bit.
Yeah, and in some of the hell levels, you can actually find a lot of demons in fighting. So you can use that to your advantage when you're in combat.
Which is another classic Doom thing.
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed to see that one imp throwing a fireball at another imp in front of him doesn't hurt that imp, at least as far as I could tell.
No, it hurts them.
It does?
Yeah. I think in this footage, I have a pinky demon run into another pinky demon and kill it.
Hey,
That's pretty cool.
You recorded this footage, Chris?
Yeah.
What difficulty are you playing on?
I'm
here?
playing on normal, which is hurt me plenty. I wanted to play on ultra violence, but I wanted to get
You're not playing on normal. Those pinky demons aren't that.
I mean,
Is there just like a weakness on them that I'm not aware of?
You gotta
'Cause
hit
they
him in the back.
always give me a hard time.
You gotta like a charging bull. You gotta get behind him and shoot him in the back.
Fucking assholes.
Yeah, no, they are pains in the ass, especially
Can
the specters, which are the invisible version of the pinky demons.
Can we also
I
talk
don't think I've
about
gotten there yet.
how good this game looks and sounds?
It conveys power like
I think the
so
imps
few
look lame.
games.
Man, the imps
What?
were so fucking cool looking in the OG Doom. Now they're just like lame looking.
Well, I mean, the imps are the most basic enemy in the game, other than like the zombies, and you know they're supposed to be like these kind of cannon fodder enemies. So
Yeah, I mean, I think the game runs great and it looks nice and crisp. I'm still not kind of feeling the art style and some of the
like-
enemy designs.
But then again, like the Hell Knight, for example, that's probably my favorite design in this entire game.
It's just a little, like I prefer some of the Doom 3 reinterpretations of enemies to
Sure.
to some of these.
Like the imp, in a way.
I mean, like like the Pinky Demons. I mean, they look so different in Doom 3,
Yeah,
but
no,
it was
they're-
like an interest. Like I feel I'm having a hard time kind of picking out like a defining art style for this, like visual. I just don't think it looks that cool.
Oh man, I couldn't
I mean-
disagree.
I mean,
I
I
could not
disagree.
disagree with
I
you
think
more
those
on this
Caco
one.
Demons look cool, but I'm saying like I feel like the Imp designs or like the Hell Knight designs.
I mean, it's
look
absolutely-
like some
I
monsters
think
out
a
of
lot of the ideas are a little like kind of.
It's supposed to be like a
derivative.
But I think
I mean,
it,
there's,
think it
if
looks
there's
cool.
anything you can say about classic Doom and Doom 3 is that none of that stuff felt derivative.
Well, okay.
I don't know about that. I mean, it's.
Okay.
I mean, the game is supposed to evoke the feeling of like you're playing through a heavy metal cover. You know.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
No, he means
sure.
like old heavy metal.
Yeah.
When it was good.
Yeah.
I was making a joke.
And the music. Oh my god!
Dude, the music is
in this
fucking
game
good.
is so good.
Music in this game is legit, which I was really worried because I played that multiplayer beta alpha whatever
And it
the
didn't
hell
have
it was.
any music.
Zero music.
Yeah.
I was really pleased when I asked Crispy if there was music in the multiplayer, and he said yes because I was.
Well, I
like,
said I don't know. I think there was.
oh wait, can someone please confirm? Is there music in the?
I actually haven't played the multiplayer at all.
What the fuck? Can
It's okay.
anybody?
I'm enjoying
Everyone
the
says
campaign so
everyone
much.
says it's crap.
I'm not
so.
into the multiplayer.
I'm fine with multiplayer. I like fucking freeze tag. That's a great idea
Dude,
for
the
a
multiplayer-
The best music in this game is when you pick up the little Doom figurine.
The
little
leftover of
8-bit.
E1M1.
Man, what else? There was one thing. I think. Oh yeah, we haven't talked about what are they
The melee
called?
stuff.
The quick kills.
The
or-
glory kills.
Glory kills. There we go.
That works. It works a lot. Like it has become. You know, in some games you have this shit as kind of like a finishing animation to make you
Yeah.
feel badass.
It's meant
or
to be
whatever.
less shocking. Yeah.
But like this manages to just be like a combat mechanic because these animations don't take a very long time.
It gives you health, and,
then
it gives you
Correct me if I'm wrong.
It just
chance
becomes
to breathe.
a functional part of combat, and at that point, like I'm okay with it.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Can you interrupt the animation in the middle of it? Like if you decide to move out, or like can you basically cancel out of that animation? If
I
I don't think so.
don't think so.
No, but I
then
think-
again,
well, maybe
I've
it's
never
just because
tried.
it
I think
happens
if
so
you-
quickly.
If you time it right, it can give you invincibility frames against like
Oh,
other
for sure,
attacks,
absolutely.
so-
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the
then-
thing is, stuff moves so fast that when you come out of the animation, you're like, "What the?"
It
fuck
does. The thing is,
was I aiming?
it does happen so fast that it almost like you don't even have time to be like, I'm in an animation right now. It's before like it starts and then it's like over. And I feel like that's really good. It's like it doesn't get in the way of the combat. And one thing
You
I'm
do
watching,
have to kind of rely on it though, which is a little bit of a bummer.
but one thing I'll say this: I don't know if y'all have done this. I'm really surprised. I'm watching footage here. I'm surprised you haven't done it. First thing I did, and this is off someone in chat recommended it to me, but like first thing I did was go into the settings and turn off the glow that basically tells you when you could do one of the glory kills.
I'm fine
I didn't
with
even
it.
know you can do that.
Yeah,
I
you can
did.
totally turn it off. So
But why?
because because after a while, that's all you see is like you shoot a bunch of dudes, he glows. Oh, I can do a glory kill. Boom, kill him.
But like, I
Beautiful
just
sight.
treat it as a
But
mechanic.
It's like a sunrise.
But I treat. I'm not telling you to ignore doing the glory kills.
No,
you
I
can
know.
still do them, and it becomes you start to pick up on like the visual cues, anyways, about like when you can tell when they can be executed.
I mean, I think
but it's just so much less distracting.
I can understand that, but it's actually supremely helpful again in the later half of the game when you have these encounters when you're facing off against upwards of 30 demons at once. and you absolutely need just these cues that you're running 90 miles an hour.
Sure, but they're not necessarily, because the actual triggers for the glory kills are sensitive enough that like if you just run through a pack of dudes and start hitting the button for glory kills, chances are you're gonna come across one that's ready to be killed, and it'll just trigger the animation.
I mean, if you're going off against like a bear in a hell, I
have not had any problem after turning it off, and I found like within the first 5 minutes of playing, I was like, oh, like I didn't feel like I wasn't negative on the glory kill thing, but like I was just like every 5 seconds there's demons everywhere that are glowing, and I was like,
Baron of Hells look cool.
No,
I mean, we
Because
saw
Baron of
one
Hells
earlier.
look fuck.
they're just big
See,
red,
they're
just big red devils.
Yeah, they look like their classic iteration from Doom.
Okay.
They look like.
They absolutely do.
At least
Of all
Caco
the
demons do,
designs-
because it's hard to make a Caco demon not look
Doesn't
cool.
look as cool as anything in Dark Souls.
I'm sorry,
Yeah, that's
I'm,
true.
Maybe I'm just not familiar enough with Doom lore. I can't believe you all know all
I
this.
mean, there was
Nick was the first one to say Doom lore. That's so stupid.
Like,
lore-
you're over here naming demons. I couldn't tell you the name of any of these demons.
I could.
The cock
tell you-
demon and the.
Yeah,
That's a mancubus right there.
Yeah.
He just
That's
killed.
all.
I mean, I wasn't
Revenant.
asking for like a
The Revenant looks straight up
I wasn't
Revenant-y.
asking for like a lore lesson here.
I'm just,
But,
you know what? I think some of them. I just think that the imps look so cool back in the day, and I just don't like the imps here.
Fair enough.
And maybe the pinkies aren't big enough.
One thing I will say that I'm really enjoying is just, this is kind of going back to our original discussion about like just the setup for the Doom soldier, and like, you know, how just ridiculously aggressive he is like, I love how like they give you that character that kind of like narrates and follows you through and gives you like leads you through the levels and like talks and like tries to move the story along, and he's trying to give you objectives and shit, and he's like, you gotta protect this one thing, and like your character's like, fuck it, and he just destroys everything, and it's like, what are you doing? But like the entire game is like that.
I thought that was happening because I was mashing the skip.
No, like
No.
like it's literally just acknowledging the fact that this fucking guy,
This guy is pure
this soldier
rage.
is just pure rage summoned from hell, and like there's no controlling him, and the
You know
character.
what this game fucking needs? It needs the scream button from Chivalry.
I don't know what that was.
I don't think.
Have you played Chivalry?
Yeah. The,
You hold down a button to scream.
yeah.
Oh
As
yeah,
you're charging your enemies.
I would take that.
I imagine
That'd be so fucking
that the
rad.
Doom guy under his helmet, like, isn't like seething with rage. I think he's just like.
Dude, I hope this game
I
ends.
think he's just like incredibly apathetic and just like fucking done.
Gordon Freeman.
And just like really kind of like bored. And
Fuck it. I
annoyed.
hope he takes his Doom helmet off at the end and it's a chick.
I want.
Careful
But
now.
when you
screen
get to
button.
hell, when you get to the hell levels,
Doom
you'll
chick.
find these pillars that'll give you lore of like what's going on, who was the Doom guy, and why are the demons so adamant about fucking
Wait,
killing
I have
him?
to read the lore?
No, it's a voiceover.
You can. If
I
you
was
want.
just, I was
You can
sorry, I
read
was-
the lore.
I was
There's
taking
even
a Dark
more
I was
lore.
taking a Dark Souls jab at
But that's what I like though, because it's there. You can completely ignore it, but it adds to just this feeling of this fucking murderous
You know,
asshole that can
Kinda
destroy
like-
everything.
You
Kinda
know-
like how like Dark Souls handles its story.
Dude, funny enough,
It's there, but it's
It's
not like
it's there,
it
but it's 2
permeates the
sentences per
fabric.
item.
dude,
It
funny enough,
permeates the fabric
I think this is the strongest
story.
Doom lore has ever been.
Oh yeah, no.
Which is
Stop
Doom 1 and 2
saying
lore
I'm
and
sorry.
Ultimate Doom.
I'm sorry. I don't mean
That's
to
a thing.
offend your sensitive. Yeah, sorry. I won't.
The
Say
Doom
I won't
6
use the word
pages of
lore
Do
anymore.
marketing, branding,
What's the better word to use then besides lore? It's not really
flavor
lore.
text.
Flavor text. All right, fair enough. This is the
Doom
strongest
flavor.
the Doom flavor text has ever been.
I'm gonna. I don't know.
What about the secret Doom levels?
There's humor in
I mean,
this.
they're not even levels.
Let me ask you this. I have not played enough of this game. I've only played probably 3 levels. What?
Oh, wow.
Does this game? Okay, you are saying this game's kind of funny, but it's kind of like overtly funny. Does it have?
Dude, there's a fucking TV.
There was a lot of humor.
There's a computer telling you that demonic
demonic invasion in progress.
demonic invasion levels are reaching a dangerous level.
No. Again, that's just sort of that's like Portal funny. Like that's overtly funny.
Wow, wait, let's.
No.
let's
But
not get
what I'm
carried
saying
away.
is like the humor in classic Doom came from encounter design. Like it came from the silly scenarios that they would
Where the
set
game was
up.
pretty much just like, haha, fuck you. Right? No.
No, I mean, just like the way like the enemies are laid out, or the way some of the traps work, or like I was just
Like that tricks and traps level. In
like the
Doom.
tricks. Like, is that the one with like the crusher, or like I just played one
No,
where
that's the one where you start with the 8 doors all around you. And you walk
exactly,
your door.
exactly. And like there's like the traps are like jokes.
And Brad says I don't play classic Doom.
I mean, I was kind of just trolling you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you didn't play it.
But no, it's
with God.
the level design. It's kind of built to feel like
He
it's
Just
a
can't
little
help
realistic.
You just can't let
It's
it go.
it's not meant to. It's not meant to be like those tricks and traps, those classic humor from level design.
Or like the crusher level, which I just played the other day, where you go in and like there's all these fucking like Baron of Hells just throwing shit at you. You're like, how the fuck am I supposed to fight all these things? Or not the Baron of Hells, but like the slightly weaker ones. And then there's like a button on
The
the
Hell
wall,
Knight.
and it just crushes them all.
That's the hell no.
Yeah, like
Yeah, but yeah.
like there's humor to that. I mean, there's went away with Doom 3 and is not. It's this game is funny, but it's not the same kind
Well,
of
Doom
funny.
3 was meant to be a horror experience.
Yeah, no.
So-
I'm talking
Yeah,
about
I don't know if
I
it
wouldn't
takes.
even necessarily say that this game is like funny. It's kind of cheeky.
cheeky.
Like it's not really like
Something
I
like
haven't
that.
been playing this game and been like, oh yes, that was hilarious.
I think the humor comes from the
Although,
reaction, at
that's
least for
exactly
me.
how I would react.
I mean,
Well,
that is
it
kind of
comes
how
with
I
the
reacted
reaction
to
of
the beginning.
Yes.
One thing we kind of touched on. I'm sorry. Wade.
I was just gonna say that the humor for me comes from the excessiveness of this game. Just like the sheer, he rips off the back of the Pinky Demon and just hits him over the face with it.
Yeah, but that
Yeah.
animation.
And I'm just like, holy crap!
I mean, there is a lot of gratuitous violence, which of course we were all expecting, and I do love it. Like the first time I busted out a chainsaw, man, using the chainsaw in this game is
Oh,
it's so
fucking
good.
glorious.
And not to mention you like when you actually use it and pull it off, it actually gives you like a huge surplus of like ammo and shit.
Yeah,
so
it's a
it
strategic
actually,
weapon. It's
So
absolutely worth
you
using.
do need to use it strategically, which I love.
Yeah.
One thing we kind of mentioned briefly, but the levels themselves. We talk a lot about level design when talking about Doom, but like I was really surprised. I thought these levels were gonna be way more linear than they are, but they are super like
Intricate
they're
and interconnected.
They're big, they're
and-
complex, they're large,
which thank God,
and
because
they're
like
vertical.
that's the thing, as y'all know from the beginning, that I was the most nervous about. And if it was like crap, it wasn't like this, then you would see a very different Brad right now. I'd be slinging a lot of shit.
Whoa.
But that stuff,
More so than he-
that stuff's well, I mean, that stuff's really good here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great.
I agree.
It's
Like
great.
I've spent
like the Foundry level, the third level in the game, I think is like
that level was great.
is like the epitome of the game in my opinion.
But you understand what I'm saying, where like people could
yes.
run through this game and not experience it the way that someone who is looking for all the secrets. Like this can be too I mean, I'm trying to think of another like game that's like that where the experience can be like very different depending on how you're playing it. I'm not saying someone's playing it wrong, because absolutely they can have fun by just kind of running and gunning. Just doing the combat, if you will.
But it's almost kind of like if they don't, if they do play it that way, it's almost kind of like they're missing the point, or at least the best
No,
part.
I mean I don't think so. Like I think the game could still absolutely be fun. It's just a different experience.
I mean, yeah, if the
The combat's
core
good
of this
enough here.
game, if the combat isn't fun to play and enough to keep you driving, then that's kind of a failure, right?
Yeah. Well, I think we can move on from Doom for now.
Yeah.
We'll revisit it a little bit here and
How
there.
long was this footage? It looped like.
It looped a while.
it's 13 minutes for this level because I'm fully powered. I'm replaying it.
This is not 13 minutes of footage.
So we talked about this for 39
No,
minutes.
there's no.
All
I
right.
feel sorry for that.
So, Chris Davis,
Get
I
it.
look
thanks for being on the show.
I look forward to y'all actually completing the game. And just giving those
I
final
have
thoughts.
plans to finish it this weekend. I just got to finish.
And just keep
Uncharted
looking for those
4.
secrets. There's so many references to Doom 1 and 2 and the Ultimate Doom. Like the fucking Icon of Sin is in there.
I have no idea
Or
what that
the
is.
Soul Cube from Doom 3 is
That
in there.
really
I
excited
have
me.
no
too.
idea what that is.
John Romero's head.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. I would not be surprised.
Get out of here, Nolan. We don't want you back
Well,
in here. I'm just
all right.
kidding.
Nolan,
kidding.
you may have your
Come
chair
back. All right, Chris Davis, thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
And Doom's pretty good.
And remember,
Enjoy this victory while it lasts.
don't worry.
You did good
We
at
have
making this
Dishonored 2
game.
later this year and
You
Prey
did?
2. We'll have Prey 2 at E3, so we'll still have
Jesus Christ.
hashtag Chris Davis was right.
Nick
so.
made Singularity. Chris Davis made Doom 4.
I didn't make Singularity, all right?
What's the game I made? You know, the one that you're so...
Well, let me see.
Crispy is making No Man's Sky.
I'm finishing it up right now.
Just putting the finishing touches on it. I'm very proud of it.
Because when you were working on Skillbound.
No, I don't think he's not. He's
My
not
hype-
quite.
my hype's not there.
His hype level is not quite there.
The one that you're so defensive of your love of, that
Mountain Blade.
Mountain Blade.
Well, that's kind of like loving heroin, though, right? It's like you shouldn't.
The seed is
But I totally do. Oh God! Hello, Nolan.
What's up?
Welcome back to the
Feel
show.
The warmth of Chris's butt on your butt.
And that. And that's.
You guys just transferred butt warmth. That's special. That's really special.
It's not just the butt, it's like the lower back.
And the bottom of his ball sack, maybe.
What are we even doing? All right. Brad made Lords of Shadow.
I'm not very good at making games, sorry.
Spyro.
All right.
We all make games and you just like ruin them.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
I didn't know how to... I don't know... Like, I can't even say good things about Doom without getting shit. Like, if I said bad things about it, I get shit.
Well, that's
if I
because
said
you've been
good
talking-
things about it, I get shit.
That's because you've been talking shit about the game since it was announced.
But I never said it was bad. I never said it wasn't going to be good.
I know, Brad.
All we were doing was trolling Chris Davis.
I know, Brad, but I'm just saying when you invite those comments when you do talk shit and then it does turn out to be good. Like that's just people. That's how the internet reacts. That's how this.
But
That's
then
how
I
these
said
things
it
work.
was good.
But before you were saying it's not going to be good. In fact, I think a week or two ago on the podcast you were like, "There's no way Doom's going to be good." I almost feel like those exact words came out of your mouth.
No.
Somebody find that clip.
I
I'm
don't
pretty
think they
sure.
did.
I'm pretty sure Brad at one point was like, "There's no way Doom's gonna be good." It was more of like right. There's no way Doom's gonna be good.
I think it was framed.
I mean,
more
I
as,
think-
there's no way that Chris Davis is right. Like,
I mean,
That could be it. That could be it.
I think going into Doom 4, knowing what we did, like super optimistic, seemed a little crazy to me, given what we knew. You know, about the project, about what's left of it, about what we've seen, about the beta. I think at the very least that was an educated caution.
Brad, we all understand the stance.
You know what I mean?
hey Nolan,
But I never said it was going to suck.
how's Uncharted 4?
God damn it, guys. I was going to try and finish it before this podcast.
I'd
and I
rather talk
didn't.
about Hook.
Are we gonna talk about Hook?
I don't think you would, Nolan.
Yeah.
I think you want to talk about Uncharted.
Tell us about Hook.
Give us the hook.
Damn it. Now we're talking about Hook.
Fuck you, Brad.
Show us the hook.
Okay.
Give.
So yeah, Hook. That is one of our supporter of the month's games. It is a puzzle game.
Game with puzzles.
Yep.
So
And
it's like Doom.
The hook
Wait,
is.
no, Doom has no
The
puzzles.
hook.
There's no hook. It's just a puzzle game.
It's all
There's-
hook.
You have
Yeah.
footage of this.
I do.
It's like Uptown Funk.
A
It's
game with
all
no
hook.
graphics.
There's graphics. There's lines and circles.
There are lines.
So some of the lines are thicker than others.
Yep. So the whole point of the game is you have all of these lines, and they're kind of interlocked.
So it's like The Witness.
Kind of.
It's like pickup sticks.
Yeah, pickup sticks is actually a pretty good example. Like, you can't every time you click one of those buttons, if you
Circles.
follow the trace, one of the circles, if you follow the line that comes out of it, wherever that ends up, that device on the end of it will be pulled back.
You definitely should have fucked up a couple times in recording this footage. It would have made...
Yeah, I don't know what
I
you're
already
doing, right?
No,
did
like-
fuck up once.
Like, I'm watching this and I'm like, but this doesn't look like... I'm trying to figure out what's stopping you from solving
you do it
this.
in the wrong
So
order, it'll
look,
catch
if you
on
look
the
on
hook.
that top one, see how it's a hook? If you were to have pulled that back, it would have gotten caught on one in front of it. If you look at
would've
some of them
hooked.
are going through other ones.
Whoa.
And so you kind of have to figure out the order
Why do you have to? Oh, okay.
because that's how the puzzle works.
No, I know. But I was gonna ask about a specific thing you did. Never mind. Go
It's
ahead.
not live, so
Yeah, I know.
kind of with the footage isn't live. But anyway, so if you look at that middle one that's going up and down with the hook in it, if I were to pull that right now, it would have got caught on that other one. So I had to do that one first to get it out of the way. And so if you look right now, there's only one solution I can do. There's only one move I can make.
I can
that will
totally
work.
see it.
And now I can't do that right one because it'll get caught, so I have to do the top one first. And it's kind of like that. It's kind of the process of slowly eliminating lines one at a time to get down to nothing, and so you can finish the puzzle. And the thing is, they start really simple. Like, I think, like, similar to The Witness, this game does a very good job of starting you out very... The first thing I did, I booted up this game. And I was like, it's in full screen. Alt-Enter didn't work. And I was like, let me pull up the menu. Press Escape, game closes. There's no menu. There's no nothing. There's no settings. There's nothing. There's just the game.
Bare bones.
You start the game, and there's a line and a circle. Nice. And that's how it starts.
It's like The Witness.
I mean,
it's like The
honestly,
Witness.
like, that is what separates a good puzzle game from a bad one to me. Is like that building up of like that momentum from simplicity
How
to
artsy can it get?
complexity.
Not super, but it also reminds me of like The Witness, and almost there's some other game I was trying to think of what it reminds me of, because the music, it's very, very subtle, and there's like nature noises, like birds chirping and
that
stuff.
sounds lovely.
It's very soothing.
Chrome.
Yeah, almost like Echo Chrome. Yeah, it's a good example. It's very like slow paced and just kind
like
of
the
calm.
opposite of Doom.
Yeah, very much the opposite of Doom.
This game is so not Doom.
Yeah.
This is the antithesis of Doom.
But yeah, and so I played this live on the feed, and you know, I got up to like level like puzzle number 40 or something, and then like the next puzzle popped up, and I was just like, what the fuck is this? Like it starts to get so complex, and like there, you know, right now any mistake I make, the puzzle restarts. Nice. Later on, it starts giving you like 3 strikes, because to restart a whole puzzle, it would be infuriating.
Yeah.
From one mistake. And I think, honestly, the first time it gives me 3 strikes in this, I think I end up messing up that puzzle. Even though I'd already done it before. I'm going through puzzles I've already done. Just otherwise, it would be me staring at a puzzle for like 40 seconds before I make a single move. This way I kind of know what's going on.
There are some puzzle games that have like a really good hook, but once they get like super difficult, I just can't deal with it anymore.
I know
I
what
feel
you're-
like this would be one of those.
Is that why you never finished
So it
The
kind of
Witness?
does. It kind of does. So once again, it starts off with just lines, but then it starts getting into, and you've seen I've been doing these circles, and those change where the path goes.
Yeah.
These little like loops, those change the path. I almost think of like in a flow of electricity. Think of it
Yeah.
like that way. This is like, once you press that button, a surge of electricity is sent down this line, and any connecting path at the end is going to trigger. So you have these circuits that you can change. Now later on, pretty soon from here, I start getting into like, there's almost like Wi-Fi signals.
It almost kind of reminds me of it's like a backwards version of the BioShock puzzles.
Yeah, instead of trying to make your way to the exit,
trying to
you
retract
take the
it.
exit and you try and follow back. And that's exactly what I'm doing, is I'm finding a hook or a line that is not conflicting with anything else, and then I backtrace. And I'm like, okay, how can I get this back to a button? And I'm like, okay, this is how we can do it. This one won't set off any other ones. Bam, make the path work properly, and then set it off. And that's kind of what you're doing. But like I said, later on, it starts to get super complex, like using, like wireless things.
They need to have at least one puzzle that is like looks so complicated, but you just hit the button.
One button and it just
And
does
all
everything
goes away.
goes.
Just as a joke.
Yeah, and there are some later on that are not kind of like that, where it's like a lot of things on one line, and when you just click it once and it does everything. But once again, it's if you do, I don't know, like it's tough to explain, but it's a lot
you
of
had
fun
fun?
though. Yeah, I don't know why.
How's
What's up?
the lore?
It's good if you know where to look.
Tell us about the
So what's
cock
going on?
demons.
Is it like hooks versus dots, or
It's
I think we're,
hooks versus lines?
Yeah.
I think there's no hook here for Crispy.
it literally is hooks and lines, and
the
some of the
worst. Oh,
lines
the
have
worst.
dashes in them that other lines will go through.
And the hooks hate that.
They do.
I mean, as minimal as the story in Doom is, I don't think Crispy would like it if it didn't have a little bit of.
A little bit of flavor to it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna disagree with that.
So, Nolan, are you gonna try the other game?
I did try the other game, Dark Echo. I only played it for like a little while last night. I only played like.
Wait, were you talking about the Kim one? Space Kim?
No, he's
No,
not.
we're not playing that. Fuck that game.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I mean, for the record, I hear that game's really good.
It does not look like a feed-friendly game.
No, none
Does
of
this
these
look
do.
like a feed-friendly game?
I think honestly, go back and watch me playing
Does this
it.
look like a
I think
podcast-friendly game?
I think I made it feed-friendly. when I casted it.
That's because you were.
Were you playing this
You were fucking
CNC
doing
with
some
another
ASMR
game?
shit.
I was doing some ASMR
It's
shit.
ASMR.
Oh, you don't know, Nick, do you?
Is this one of those internet things that I'm not?
One of them
one of those
newfangled
things the kids
internet
are doing.
things.
Yeah.
Nick, sometimes you make yourself older than you are for no reason.
Sometimes you make
Wait,
yourself
what,
seem like
seriously,
an old
what am I
fuck.
missing here? ASMR?
Yeah. I forget what it stands
Explain
for.
it to him.
What I'm saying is,
Because
if
he's
you,
the only
you
one
would
in
have
this
a
room that
boner if
doesn't
you were
know.
watching Nolan play this game.
What?
Just by the sound.
I mean,
of
I
his
know,
voice.
I know, I did.
Oh, I get it. He took
Wait.
his shirt off.
It was very soothing.
It's because, like I said,
That's why I whip my
the
dick out.
audio is very soothing and relaxing, and it caused you can't play this game and be like, oh yeah, son of a bitch, I solved it. You're just like you're very.
Do you know what?
Did you fall asleep?
There are people on YouTube
No,
who can
no, there
make
definitely
shit
are.
like this
There definitely are.
and act that way.
Oh, were you doing like that?
No, yeah, it was very smooth, like calm, talking.
That's
just,
funny. All somebody in chat said was basically sounds that feel good, and I immediately thought of Nolan going, "Oh yeah, sounds that feel good."
Yeah,
It's kind of
no, it's like this low
Light a candle.
talking, just soothing.
Get a nice bottle of Courvoisier.
There's that
Take your
embarrassing
lover by the
Irish
hand.
dude that'll play a game like Gone Home and still do his shtick.
Autonomous sensory median response. It's the-
Meridian
it's-
response.
Sorry, it's far away. Yeah, meridian.
Learn to read, Nolan.
Oh, well, chat's small and it's also at a
meridian,
weird
okay?
angle.
It means
Come on,
talking
how dumb are
sexy.
you?
Means talking sexy. All right, you could have just said talking sexy.
Talking normal.
Have to go with damn
Asthma.
abbreviations and shit.
But yeah, Chris Davis. I don't want to talk about this for too much longer. Can you scroll the footage towards maybe the end, just because it's quite a bit of footage. Yeah, just go. Yeah, like yeah.
Holy shit!
And a little bit farther. A little bit.
It looks
farther.
like the Fortress of Solitude. Holy.
So yeah, shit starts getting like this, and I think this is actually the puzzle that when this popped up when I was casting, I walked away. And then I came back and I closed the game. I was like, fuck this. Like you said, it gets really complicated.
Oh, those
Now-
Wi-Fi signals you're
Yeah,
talking?
you can see the wireless one, and if
So
the
those
signal goes
connect
through
to each
that,
other?
it'll connect somewhere else. So you have to pay attention to wherever, and it gets pretty complicated.
Yeah, fuck
and,
that.
but you can see on the left, there's 2 dots now because I already made one mistake on this
Yeah.
puzzle.
It's not because it's hard. It's because it's tedious, right?
It can be tedious.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm looking at
No, I
this
mean
puzzle.
this puzzle. I mean,
I'm looking at this puzzle and immediately thinking to myself,
it just seems mentally
No.
exhausting.
And it is because this is the 47th puzzle. So I did 46 puzzles before I got to this one the first time I streamed.
I almost feel like it should start hard
47.
This is
and
how
just
I
get
feel.
easier as you go.
This is how I feel about some of the puzzles in The Witness.
Oh no, yeah, definitely.
the
But did
thing
you see
is-
how like that just took off like half of the shit?
Yeah.
And it says more about there's a few things in the way, and once you clear those, you can just fucking get all the shit out of there.
At least the reward in The Witness is you get a cool laser. Those are always cool, right?
So and
Always.
that's kind of one of the. I mean, this is not a AAA game. This was a mobile game that they released on Steam.
Yeah, this definitely seems like a great mobile game because you're tapping.
Yeah, tapping. And so, I mean, yeah, there's no payoff for any of these. I don't know what the end game is. Maybe it's just the end. Like I said, there's no menu. There's no
If you beat the
nothing.
game, he sends you a personal congratulatory letter.
Maybe, yeah.
You get to see the credits.
Yeah. Are there credits?
Is it
like
one person?
guy? Yeah.
It's just like one name. Just
I made
scrolls
this
up.
game.
It's every letter of his name.
I mean, I got to be honest with you. If this was more than one person, I would.
I mean, maybe
somewhat confused.
one person could have done the
Right.
music. Maybe the guy who developed this game is not good at music. Maybe.
Oh, there's
So,
music
yeah,
in this.
yeah. There's music. There's audio stuff. So I mean,
Sure.
it's
I'm
possible.
sure
that-
there's a
The
composer.
second guy at the studio.
Yeah.
What is it you'd say you do here?
But yeah, so I'm honestly probably gonna play a little more of this. It's something easy to just pick up, much more easy.
palate cleanser.
Yeah, it's a palate cleanser, but it's a lot easier to pick up than The Witness is. Like
Yeah.
right now, if I were to pick up The Witness and try and go do some of those puzzles I skipped, fuck that.
Well,
I
because
would
The
be
Witness is a
fucked.
puzzle game that doesn't
Yeah.
feel like it doesn't feel like a palate cleanser. It has the production
no,
values
yeah.
of like a AAA game. You feel like you're getting yourself into something.
Yeah, but
when
I
you play
feel
it.
like I could, if I maybe had like 15 minutes, 20 minutes to kill before like something. I mean, maybe my cast starts up in a few minutes, but Chris Davis is still going. I feel like I could just open up this game, maybe work my way through a puzzle or two,
Yeah.
and then close it down. Just because it's like I said, it's an instant. You click go and it starts. You click stop and it's over.
All right.
But yeah, that's Hook, one of our supporter of the month games. Like I said, I'll be playing a little bit more of it
Cool.
this month.
How much are we going to talk about Uncharted? Because
A little bit. We should take a break.
all right.
That's why I want to talk about Hook
I don't
first.
want any spoilers. I've never played a minute of any Uncharted game.
Fuck you.
I don't want spoilers either because I haven't finished the game, despite my best efforts.
Crash.
You motherfucker.
So we'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll talk a little Uncharted 4, and then we got some cool news. We got some good. I don't know if it's all good. We've got a good amount of news to discuss. It's been a pretty news heavy week this week. So we're gonna take a break. We're gonna stretch our legs. We're gonna come back and we're gonna do more podcasting.
Cute.
Speaking of plates, we're spinning lots of plates here as we talk about video games.
I like how you waited to open that until you stopped talking and everything was quiet.
Well, I'm glad we can use all that for the coming back into the podcast.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. Where do we go? What are we talking about?
Uncharted 4.
Uncharted 4.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
More like Uncharted.
How far are you, Brad? I know you haven't finished
Did they
it.
I don't know.
remove the carts from the game?
I'm in Madagascar right now.
Spoilers.
What?
I am okay. So I am farther
Wait a
than
minute.
that.
He survives the first game? Spoilers.
Spoiler
no, the
alert.
spoilers are they didn't close the ports to Madagascar.
You know, okay. So Uncharted
Wait.
4. Despite
It's an old joke.
That's
Devin.
my
Someone
best
said
efforts.
you rubbed my phone on your ball sack?
I promise you I did not. I swear
He
to God.
rubbed it over his ball.
I
like
swear to
his
God,
pants.
I did not do a thing to Brad's phone.
He rubbed it on his pants.
swear
Was
to
it my
God.
Vita?
Yes.
Vita. Your Vita.
I didn't rub it on my ball sack.
I
that
thought-
would require me taking my ball sack out of my pants.
which we wouldn't be okay with.
Exactly. I just rubbed it near.
Let's
my ball
talk
sack.
about why is he showing foot. Oh wait, for a second I was like, why is he showing footage of Hitman for a second? Because it looked like La Sapienza.
It
does
did,
look like
but no. This is Lazarevich in one of his unlocked outfits. So yeah,
Wait, this is multiplayer.
this is
footage.
multiplayer
Looks like
footage.
Cannon Lynch.
And this is mainly just because all the footage I can think of is someone would consider spoilery.
Yeah, I
And I
appreciate.
don't want anybody to get anything ruined for them. So
I do appreciate that. because
multiplayer is definitely not spoilery.
I
so-
will say this. So I was gonna try and finish for the podcast. I was unable to, but I am. I think I'm on chapter like 13 or something like that. That game is ridiculous.
In
the
what way,
best-
Nick?
Like in a great way. Like we all saw the E3 demonstration last year, right? And we were all like, "Holy shit!"
I have not
Playing that sequence.
Which one?
The
E3 one.
The E3 where you're dragged behind the car.
Oh yeah.
Like the fact that you get going from the beginning of that sequence to the end of it with no loading, I can't. I still haven't. It blows my mind that that's fucking possible. That was the craziest sequence of events I think in the entire Uncharted series. It's nuts. But yeah, I am super into this game for obvious reasons, and I think a lot of it has to do with the tone of the story. I think it is like we were talking about this earlier. We were talking about Doom, and we were talking about taking yourself too seriously or not taking yourself serious enough, or you know what I'm saying. But like, it's the perfect balance in this game.
I agree. I think they really well matched the tone from the previous games.
Yes.
I think the story is much more involved.
Dude,
in
I think
this
the
game.
story is the best.
Like
it's ever
the story definitely leaps and bounds in this game above the other ones. They definitely took a
Which
lot
is
of cues
crazy.
from The Last of Us,
Which
with,
is
with Neil Druckmann being one of the lead
Can I say
writers.
something?
What's up?
been. Not. I don't. This isn't controversial because I'm not trying to state this as fact.
Okay.
It is just a question I'm posing to you guys. Because don't get me wrong, Uncharted 2 and 3 were great, and Amy Hennig is amazing. But Neil Druckmann is
They're going
2 for
different
2.
things.
They're going for different things, but like the projects he has worked on have had a bigger impact on me. Like
Well, once again, this
As
is
a-
from what everyone's been saying. Amy Hennig played a very big role in this game's story.
She's set the fucking groundwork for how they even like makes the stories in
I'm
this
not
game.
trying. Like I said,
that was like a holdover
I'm
from
not
like
trying to
Legacy of Kain.
I am not trying to discredit Amy Hennig's contributions to this game. I'm just saying, like, we may. I don't know if we're ever gonna know exactly what was cut and changed post Amy Hennig's involvement with this project, but like they did. Amy Hennig, like Neil Druckmann came on, took over the reins for this game, and they said that there were certain things that were changed about the story, about the characters, and all that shit. We may never know what those changes were, but like if you look at this game and you look at The Last of Us, like they are hitting some notes that I don't even think they came close to really hitting with Uncharted 2 and 3.
Yeah, that's I think because they never tried.
Sure, maybe they never tried.
I mean, it's just a different thing. I mean, there was some stuff in Uncharted 3 that I actually thought was pretty well done. Some smaller character moments.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
but
you know what's funny?
like they're not going for small character moments here. They're going for like
but
big character
one
stuff.
of the best small character moments in the entire series, actually probably in any video game I've ever played, period, comes from this game.
I know what you're talking about, and this is gonna be like, you know what you are saying about the story in this game and the character stuff. You're right. Like it's fucking great here in a way that like those other games never even tried to be. But I'm gonna be slightly dissenting on aspects of Chapter 3. I think you wanted to talk about, and everyone wants to talk about. I think the small character moment that Drake and Elena have in Uncharted 3 is better and more realistic than it is in this game, where it comes off as a little too cute to me.
Which part in 3?
Okay, so I was gonna say this before you said
in Uncharted 3.
I'm about to say it. I'm about to say it.
Kino.
Okay.
Because when I think about Uncharted 3, out of all the crazy shit that happens in Uncharted 3, the first thing that pops into my head is the moment in the hotel room where him and Elena have that quiet moment in the hotel room.
Yes, and that's a great fucking
That's my favorite scene in the entire Uncharted 3.
I will say, more stuff happens in this game.
No, I believe it. I fucking believe it.
More stuff happens.
I am not trying to say anything bad about Uncharted 4.
And that's why I really want to have a spoiler cast for this game, because there's a lot I want to talk about between relationships with characters, story-driven moments, high impact, my fucking feels are hurting right now moments.
Oh yeah,
in this game,
dude, it's just like these are the most. Yeah, I know, it's funny.
Yeah.
These are the most believable, like, fake people I've ever seen.
No.
In a video game.
And one of the biggest things that they've done in this game is the facial animations.
Oh my
my god! Like when they're in these in-depth, fucking serious moments, and all of a sudden, like the people, it just looks like they're actually. What's up, Brad?
No, again, it's just
you're laughing because I'm dominating this other team.
No, I'm laughing because
talking
there's
about
spirits flying into Chloe. And... Go
the facial animations are so well done, and the acting, the motion capture,
fucking incredible.
It really helps tie in everything that's going on.
So you know what? Probably the biggest. So you're in Madagascar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you done the part where you're driving around the big open area?
I hope so. Yeah.
Okay. So there's a part where you're all in the Jeep and you're driving around.
Yeah, that's one of the first big things we saw.
The best part in the game is driving off a cliff mid-conversation.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And it's all like going, rah, rah, rah.
Do y'all remember when we first saw that and the controller died on screen? Or
it's a trophy.
There's a trophy for
I got
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Luckily, because I read that just before I got
You know what I don't like?
What?
You can't, like, it is so hard to jump out of the car at the last second and to kill Sully and Sam. Like, it's impossible. The car will stop on a fucking dime.
Yeah.
It could be, like, sideways about to tip over, but if you can jump out, that car's not going over.
Yeah.
If the car's going over, you can't jump out.
So you weren't able to do it?
A couple times I managed to do it. But I mean, I tried so many times, they're borderline glitches.
Well, there you go.
But what I was going to say was so amazing about that whole sequence is that this blew my mind. So like you're driving around, it's a big open area, and they're having the typical Naughty Dog like banter conversation, and they're talking back and forth.
I know what you're talking about.
And then like I was like, ooh, what's that? And I stopped the car and I jumped out, and like I ran and did some stuff. I came back, got in the car, and then Sully was like, "What'd you find in there?" And he's like, "Yeah, I found this. Not much." And he's like, "Oh, okay." Anyways, what was I saying? And then just picks the conversation up where he left off.
That's Rockstar whole. I mean that.
I don't think I've ever seen anything quite that dynamic.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Grand Theft Auto,
and 4, actually.
They've had similar stuff, but that's because those games are so story driven. If they stopped you from getting out of a car mid conversation, it would be weird.
It just felt so much more like I don't. If that happened in a Rockstar game, I don't feel like it was
something else besides a
Rockstar
game that did that really
Probably.
well.
The thing is, this is just not. no Uncharted game has ever had you driving around, for one thing. You know what I'm saying? So you've never had the ability to just leave your companions mid-conversation.
And like,
So I think they just handle, because this game, previous Uncharted games have done a really good job about when you're exploring things, when you're kind of solving puzzles, whatever, there's always banter between you and whoever you're with. In this game, you're in a big open area in Madagascar for a long time, driving around to a place. So yeah, they had to somehow tie in. Otherwise, when you get out of the car, the conversation would just keep going on.
yeah,
So
I
don't
mean,
know,
but it's just like it happens so fluidly and believable, like in such
Yeah.
a realistic way that it kind of blew my mind.
No, I agree.
No, it's done. Really
And
well.
it happens
Really,
multiple
really well.
times, but like it just like so many little details. Like I saw somebody on Twitter the other day posted like the attention to detail in this game is incredible. Like
The shifting in the car,
Oh.
like in Madagascar when you're like driving around or whatever in the Jeep, like pan up and look.
It's actually
like,
shifting the gears. yeah.
accurately. Like when you go into reverse, when you're shifting up gears, like pulling the parking brake and stuff. It is like the attention to detail with that stuff is
I saw
crazy.
it on Reddit yesterday. Somebody had posted, so you know the level in Scotland where there's all those like rock cliff sides that are made of rock and you can slide down and whatever. And someone was like, something about this game is just a little too realistic for me. And he like just fired a bullet into like one of the slopes,
And
then
rocks
all of a
break
sudden it
off
just started
and,
to
like-
rock slide, and they
Yeah.
all started like slowly shifting and
Yeah.
then just like tumbling down. Like it was
And that's one of the things I think they were able to do with this game, because they spent quite a while on it. They've learned a lot from The Last of Us. That the attention to detail in this game is phenomenal.
like there's no
there's
no detail too small to like.
that they spent so much time on it. So think about Uncharted's kind of always been like their water has always kind of been one of the great things they've done. Like remember when the first Uncharted, go back and look at it now, the water looks like shit. But on the PS3 when that first came out, the water was amazing, the physics behind it. It's better in this game. And look at the swimming in this game. Like just swim like in an area where you can swim around, just pay attention. It is insane fucking detail. Like Nate doesn't just do some weird animation. He'll change his animation. Sometimes he kind of does like a side stroke type deal. You know,
Yeah.
he'll constantly be like breathing up to grasp
You
for
can tell
air.
someone spent months just
Oh my god.
needlessly making animations, like different swimming
like,
animations.
it's realistic. That's the only way I can describe this game is just the realism that is there.
It's like the design mentality in this game is like, we can't let them repeat animations. Just we need so many animations. They can't see the same thing twice. Just don't let it happen. And that's kind of like what they did with everything.
And
which
so,
is-
for those that don't know, I've beaten this game 3 times now.
what?
Jesus.
Yeah. 3 times.
Where do you find the time?
Well, so
Noel?
I will say the first time, 13 hours. And I calm down, Crispy, calm down.
You know where I'm going with this, though, right?
Yep.
I don't know.
I played it Monday night. I did the midnight stream. And I, hold on one second.
Wait. Oh.
No, I touched my mic, and I think it's the actual mic. I don't think it's the
All
cable.
right, well, we'll get you a new mic.
Anyway, yeah, so I was trying to beat it before Thursday
Yeah.
because Bernadette had Tuesday and Wednesday off.
Yeah.
And neither of us wanted anything to get spoiled for us, and so she had Wednesday off, and so I left work a little bit early on Wednesday and like just poop socked the rest of the game until like 2 a.m. Wednesday. So 13 hours the first playthrough. Then I replayed it on Crushing, and that took I think 9 hours. And then I did a speed run in 4 hours and 40 minutes. You can beat this game in sub 5 hours easily,
Well, interesting.
which I did. I had 4 hours and 40 minutes. But yeah, so
What the?
Why?
Well, yeah.
well, I felt like platinum me because I platinumed the other 3 before this game came out,
nice.
and I was like, well, I might as well platinum this one now. So I've platinumed all 4 Uncharted games now.
Uncharted, in his defense, this Uncharted is like your favorite franchise.
No,
ever,
it's
right?
no Metal Gear Solid, Uncharted. They teeter back and forth sometimes.
All right. Fair enough.
And so, and I will say, even though I played it 3 times, I never got tired of it. Even like this, like I did skip the cutscenes on my speed run because you have to.
Yeah.
But like I've gone back and watched some of the cutscenes.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah.
and like, because one of the greatest things about this game is once you've beaten it, you can go back and select chapters
Dude.
one by one, but you can also go back and select encounters.
Dude, I did that
individually.
last night. Now, one of the greatest things about, like, from a design standpoint about this game so far has always been like the attention to like usability
Mm-hmm.
and like settings and things. Like, they're fuck, like they cover like all their bases. And I started messing around with the encounters last night. The one thing I don't like about selecting an encounter is it literally lets you play that encounter and then it just stops. So I was actually trying to show Joel the E3 scene where they're on, like the chase where you're dragged behind the car and all that stuff. And so I selected it as an encounter, not realizing that I probably should have selected I wanted to skip the driving down the hill thing.
Yeah.
And I did that, and I was like, "This is amazing!" And so then all of a sudden he jumps out of the truck and he's being carried on the thing,
The crane or whatever.
and then as soon as he gets across the bridge and he
stops.
hits the slope, it stops. It says return to the main menu, and I was like, "What?" Just completely killed the momentum of that scene. It didn't just like continue from that point. You're literally playing that vertical
encounter.
slice of the game, and then it's done.
But once you can do chapter select,
which is
and
better.
but the thing is, you have to do the whole chapter. But as soon as you do chapter select, you can play the rest of the
I had
game.
to, it was
starting
one of those
there.
awkward moments where I had to be like, "Well, I swear, like
It
this
gets
was
better.
supposed to be
It gets
this
better.
was supposed to be seamless, but it's not. Sorry."
So yeah, I really want y'all to finish this game. Crispy, I know he can't because he haven't played the other ones, and I understand. There's plenty of games I haven't played.
Why you gotta be such a Corvus?
Corvus.
A punk ass bitch. And so we
His words, not well. Actually, that was his
Brad's words. So hey, Crispy, I've told you I'll lend you Nathan Drake Collection, even though Jack did and you didn't play it. I would love for you to play this franchise because I know you would enjoy it.
Wait. Crispy looks like
There's
he's.
so many things I want to reply to right now.
That's
All right.
okay.
A, fuck both of you. I don't even know what that meant, but fuck you guys. B,
Nolan didn't say it.
Jack offered to loan me Nathan Drake Collection. I took it because I thought that was very kind of him, and I wanted to take him up on the offer. But it wasn't a good time for me to be starting a new series.
Now is currently
C-
also not a good time for you to start a new
Well, it's
series.
never a good time to start a new series. It's just never a good time. But I should.
You
Well,
should.
I mean, the only thing that I'm really going to be playing the next few weeks is going to be Overwatch, and
These are page turners. Like
There, they
Oh,
are.
I know.
So
In video game form.
so anyway,
Overwatch. Should I read that?
so this game, fantastic for one thing.
yes.
I really want y'all to finish it because I want to talk about what happens. You're on chapter 13?
13.
I want to say chapter 17 or 18. Some stuff starts to happen that I can't bring up because it's spoilery.
Yeah.
But I really want to talk about it.
I would also love to talk about these things that I don't know.
So I would love for y'all to finish the game as soon as you can, and maybe because we did talk about doing like spoiler casts.
Yes.
And I would love to do one on this game, because,
Okay.
especially because it's I'm not going to spoil anything, Crispy. It's 99.9% sure it's the end of the series.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
they've been very upfront about that.
Yeah. And so people when they were like, well, I think Uncharted 3 had a good wrap up to the series and it was a good ending. It was okay. I mean, I recently played all 1 through 3.
It's one of those things where it's like it seems like a good ending until you see a better
until
one.
you see this one's ending.
Yeah.
I thought this was a great way to end the series. That's all I'll say.
I think most people have been
Positive on it.
positive about that. One thing that I can talk about, since I, based on where I am, I've noticed, and I was really, really hoping I was going to get more of this in this game, because thinking back to Uncharted 2, or Uncharted 3, I remember these really elaborate, but not super complex, environmental puzzles. Mm-hmm. That are because you're a treasure hunter, so you're going around the world and you're finding crazy Indiana Jones puzzles and shit. And
There's a lot of
solving them.
Indiana Jones
Dude,
references in this game.
There's a lot in this game.
Yeah.
I remember there being 1 or 2 that are really memorable in the last games. There's already 3 or 4 in this game where I'm like, holy shit, these puzzles and platforming sequences are awesome.
So
It completely overshadows the fact that I still kind of hate the feeling of shooting.
yeah, it's okay. Couple of comments. All the games before have had puzzles in some way.
Yeah.
Puzzles, platforming kind of puzzles. Your notebook always plays a small role. The notebook plays a huge role in this game.
Yeah.
And especially, I love the fact, in all the previous games, he would write in his notebook.
Yeah.
After certain sequences happened, you pull up the notebook, you can turn the pages back, and he'd written down stuff that had happened. In this game, you physically see him write in the notebook.
Yeah, he,
Like, pay
pulls it
attention.
out,
Like,
it's an
he'll
animation.
he'll stop and he'll be writing something, and then you can't really do a whole lot until he finishes, and then you can pull up the notebook and see what he just wrote
Yeah.
What if you could zoom in
and
you
actually
would
see him doing it.
visit-
That would be cool.
That would be
You know,
unprecedented
considering all the
amount of
other
detail.
considering all the other detailed shit they did in this game, I'm surprised they didn't do that.
Yeah. But where was I going with that? Oh yeah. So Notebook plays a much bigger role in this game than it did in the other ones, and it does it well.
Yes.
One thing that Ben Rig in chat brings up, that they did get rid of the thing they added in Uncharted 3. In Uncharted 3, they added the ability that if an enemy threw a grenade near you, you had
throw it
a
back.
QTE or a action time. What are
ATV
those,
or
what are those things called? Action, trigger action,
remember.
whatever. You have a certain amount of time, and if you time it properly, you can throw the grenade back. They got rid of that in this game, and I don't really understand why.
Yeah.
Because they want to keep you moving.
Yeah, I mean,
know?
I guess so. I don't think the environments are that crazy that you need to be constantly moving. And another...
Their grenade throws in this one are ridiculous. Where I'll be on like some tiny
Oh,
little
God,
the
yeah.
top of a little thin wall, and they'll like throw a grenade that'll land
Perfectly, yeah. The
right on
enemies
there.
are
Like,
very
fuck
good.
off.
if
they're
like
very
from a mile
good.
away, you're like there's no way
They
it's
throw
gonna
a
hit me.
grenade with a little parachute on it.
Yeah, pretty
No, pretty much,
Son
yeah.
of a bitch.
dude.
One thing, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of the way shooting. Like, I still hate the fact that enemies feel like sponges, bullet sponges. But the actual action sequences themselves are so great in this game because they are so much more open. There's different paths, and you can use the grappling hook battles to like move
Grapple
around.
away and
Like, you
stuff,
can move
yeah.
around the environment so smoothly in this game, and like you can react on a dime and like. You can shoot guns while you're swinging and like throw grenades and like jump and then fire as you're coming down and like there's so many options that like even though I hate the actual feeling of shooting a dude with a gun in this game, just the feeling of reacting to situations in combat is so good in this game.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird when you think about it too, because like they learned a lot from The Last of Us, but the one thing The Last of Us does so much better than Uncharted to me has always been the shooting, like the feeling of the feedback you get when you're shooting enemies is so much better, I think, in The Last of Us, which is I kind of surprised they didn't like tweak it a little bit, because I think a lot of people are kind of in the same boat as I am. Am I wrong?
I love that. I love the gunplay in Uncharted. Ever since
Do you
2.
love the gunplay, or do you like? I love the.
Well, it's
I
all
love
part of the same thing.
So
to
I
me.
will say, Nick, it depends on what difficulty you playing. Moderate,
Normal,
moderate,
yeah.
or whatever they call it. Yeah. So I will say,
He would know. He's never seen it.
I will say that I don't think the guys necessarily feel like bullet sponges. I think they do take a bit of. It depends on the gun you're using, for
Yeah.
one thing. The AK is a piece of shit, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Stay away from that as much as you can.
To be totally honest, I don't really pay much attention to what gun I'm carrying at any
That
particular
does
moment.
play a pretty big role.
That's one.
Like finding guns that are good and and using them wisely and learning how to properly use them does play a big role.
I do. Can I say one thing that I want to insert here?
Yeah.
It's the one thing that I would like to see Uncharted improve.
Well, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, I think that like you have these open-ended environments, and it's brilliant. Like, I think it's wonderful how open they're getting, especially the vehicles, which are fun to control. It's like, I'm going to go here.
The game's
I'm gonna
much
climb
less
up here.
linear.
Yes, but the most frustrating part is there's nothing to find.
No.
There is nothing to find.
Well-
and like like Last of Us, which also became a little more open, didn't have this problem because you were always like resource scarce, or you were finding stuff that you could upgrade your weapons.
So yeah,
You could
there's
craft stuff, but here, like, and I know it's different for you because you were trying to collect everything. I don't care about those treasures you find
But you know
at
what?
all. And sometimes
You know why?
I'll find like a really cool one-off little tiny area that might have like a little miniature puzzle or like platforming thing to do in it, but my only reward is this thing that I don't care about. And I feel like Uncharted, and this would get past some of people's frustrations with the gunplay because it is kind of arcadey, disposable. You're constantly picking up weapons. If they just had a tiny, kind of like with Last of Us, maybe a little Resident Evil 4-y, like you can increase the ammo of this weapon, just something a little video gamey to add a tiny little more depth to give you something to find.
Well,
that's a
you
little
know
more
what?
meaningful.
You know why you don't care about those freaking treasures you find? is because like
They don't feedback into anything.
they don't give you any history. They don't like give you any like additional
Well,
narrative.
so
And
I
you
wouldn't
can't
care
when
about
you
that either,
but
though.
even like I was expecting like because you can find all these things that look like you could like examine them and open them and maybe find stuff inside of them.
And most of the time, they're nothing. So I will say that what they did add in this game that all the Uncharted didn't are the journal entry or the notes.
Yeah.
So you can find notes and journal entries, which are certain things in the environment that aren't always on the beaten path.
Yeah.
And when you find them, there will be times when that's like, this was written by insert here. I don't want to say the name because it might be spoilery. A person who is irrelevant history, and you can actually physically, and that's one of the things I mentioned before. You can physically read the piece of paper. It's written on there, or you can pull up text and they'll pull up text of it.
Yeah.
But that stuff is definitely lore heavy, and a lot of times when you find it, Nate will then comment about it. He's like, "Oh, this
that's your
happened."
reward.
And yeah, I think that's the so yeah. While the treasure, the reason they left the treasure in there is because people love that from the previous games. But what they added in this game was the journal entries and the notes, which are hidden secret things that you can find that expand the lore of the game, give you a little more information.
I think
But,
Brad's looking
but
more
that's
for,
just like
gameplay
I can't
feedback.
think of
But I know what
a
you're
single
saying.
note in any game I've ever really cared about. It's just
I know
we're
what you're
wired
saying.
differently. But like even in like classic Tomb Raider, all you would find are like health packs. But in those games, that was like a resource you needed. There's no resource
I see
in
what
this
you're
game.
saying. And that's the thing about this type of game. It's not that.
Yeah,
it's
I
not
know.
that style of game. This is a straight up action game.
But like in The Last of Us, they added just enough to
No,
make
I
it
completely.
like worth it.
But that was more of a survival thing.
Yeah,
That was more
yeah.
of a managing resources because you're trying to survive. And if you just run straight through the game, playing it like an action game, you have a more difficult time.
The thing is, I've never had this problem with any of the Uncharted games before, but these environments are getting so open and dynamic that
Well, once
like-
again, you don't
like-
got to worry about it anymore.
Well, I mean, whatever.
Well,
I mean, they're still going to be
apparently-
making games.
Apparently, there's supposed to be single player DLC for this game coming.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That would be fucking cool.
I'm ready for that. But
Chloe,
yeah,
bring in Chloe. Well, I don't want to say I only play part of this game, but man, that'd be cool.
so once again, I really want y'all to finish it just so we can talk about.
I'm planning on finishing
what
it
happens.
tomorrow, actually.
Once again, it's if you're on chapter 13. I mean, I will say that yes, the game is definitely backloaded. There a lot more happens at the end than at the beginning.
But
Everyone says that.
this is really one of those games. The only reason I didn't finish it up at this point is because I knew I had to stop playing because I had to go to bed because
Yeah.
it was weeknight. But like
Yeah.
over the weekend, that I could literally just sit there and play it until it's done, which I'm assuming I will probably end up doing.
But
tomorrow
once
night.
again, you could do that in like 1 or 2 days.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think I was talking about it with Jaeger because he finished his first playthrough in 15 hours.
Yeah.
And mine was a little bit quicker, 13, because I was kind of rushing to get to the end. I wasn't
sucks.
I wasn't doing any exploration or anything. Like normally when I play these games, the first playthrough I do kind of go out of my way to look for secrets and stuff. But like I said, this one I was just trying to beat it so nothing would get spoiled for me, and not a single thing got spoiled, thankfully.
All right. Well, we need to move on, but
Yeah,
I agree with you. I would love to do a spoiler cast on this.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe we'll
I'm
do that.
I'm definitely going to play some this weekend. I've been kind of waiting for Malia because she's been watching. So
Guys,
Cool.
it's like it's been a good week.
it's been a good
It-
year.
yeah.
I mean, it's been a fantastic. Sure,
A
sorry.
crazy
Dude,
year.
Jaeger posted in Slack earlier like a list of games that he's excited for the rest of the year, and I'm like, God damn it! Like 2016 is the new 2015. Like too many
which
fucking.
was the new 2014.
Yeah,
which was
well-
the new. Video games are just getting better every goddamn
It sucks
year.
because more good
we're
games are
getting
coming out.
angrier.
Yes, right? Stop
not.
it. Slow your
We
fucking
live
roll,
like
game
that.
dads.
Like, are there any games that came out this year that we just really shit on?
Doom. I'm sorry.
No, we just had a conversation and none of us shit on it.
that didn't come out this year.
I mean, no, I'm being serious. Also, read some reviews for Space Chem. You
yeah, Space
dick.
Game has decent reviews.
You said we're trashing.
No. I'm saying
I can't think of any off the top of my head.
it's
And
been
the
a very positive year.
But that's
I'm
the
gonna
problem,
find-
Brad.
I'm gonna find something
Is there's
that's
too many good games.
yeah, you don't
That's
have to play
the
the bad ones.
problem.
Star Fox kind of sucked.
Homefront Revolution
Yeah.
came out this year.
Oh,
That-
yeah.
Well,
That's-
none of us are going to play.
I think
that,
the
so we
reason in
don't
the
have to worry
past
about
we
the
used to
bullet.
shit on more games is because we didn't have any other good games to play, so we would play the games that were meh,
Yeah.
and then
All
shit
right.
on them.
All right.
it. But even the games we weren't expecting much from are
Can we-
turning out good.
Can we talk about some news?
Yes.
Because there's some news this week. I want to start. Because, well, actually, no. You know what? Somebody else start.
What?
Somebody else start. Brad?
Yes, we will start with my news topic as soon as Chris Davis clicks it. My news topic is that
He's like, I'm not.
no, that's not my news topic.
Nope. Nope.
Don't
My
do that.
news topic I don't know what it is. Remind me.
He forgot.
Oh, you forgot too. Okay.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
there was an announcement of a game.
That's fucking awesome.
That's not it either. Oh, someone else's.
Just go down the list.
So
Just go down the list.
It's gotta be there somewhere. All right, someone else go first. We'll narrow it down.
All right, you know what? Fine. I'll do mine first. I want to talk about Resident Evil 7.
What was my news topic? Ah! No, that's not it. Go ahead.
Fuck. All right. So, rumor has it. This is a pretty strong rumor. That Capcom is gearing up to unveil a reboot of Resident Evil at E3.
But they're gonna.
It's not a reboot. It's Resident Evil 7.
Resident Evil 7, but they're also
It's gonna be like one of those soft reboots, like Jurassic
But
World.
things like going back to horror are being thrown around.
Well,
And there is talk that Capcom has recruited designers that worked on PT to work on Resident Evil.
Was there talks that Capcom decided to make a good game?
Capcom's
because they didn't specify.
Nick, I'm only being the devil's advocate here. Capcom did kind of say those things about Resident Evil 6.
I know. This is not me trying to be super positive. This is me saying
Nick just wants a Nick was
this
right
is me
hashtag.
being
We all need to come up with a
no.
was right.
This is me being
hashtags.
terrified because the Resident Evil ship has sailed for me a long time ago. It started to sail for me after 5, and I haven't been able to get back on that ship for a while. And I've wanted to because for the long, like Resident Evil is like a beloved franchise to me. This is to a lot of people.
Yep.
But it lost its way. Just straight up to me, it lost its way. And to hear them talk about Resident Evil 7 and throw words around like going back to its roots, like because I recently played Resident Evil 1 and a little bit of Resident Evil 2. Like all of Resident Evil 2. Like thinking about those games, like those games are still incredible to me. And I would love to see a modern take on those games. I would love to see them give, to treat a reboot or a sequel to Resident Evil with the same reverence that it seems like id gave to Doom. You know what I mean? But I'm also terrified because, like Brad said, they have lied through their teeth before about this exact franchise.
Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they lie through their teeth to get people to buy their game?
It's not lying. They're just kind of
Bending the truth.
suck at it now.
So, but either way, it seems like next month at E3 we'll probably find out what the next Resident Evil is going to be like, and that could go, but I can go either way because we say fuck Capcom here a lot, for good reason.
It's only because
but
they
Capcom has
deserve
also
it.
made some, even in recent years, has also made some excellent games. Dragon's Dogma, like Resident Evil 6 may have been a pile of shit,
One
but
game.
everything before that was at least good.
The past couple of years, Capcom's made a good game.
Or
Dragon's
two.
Dogma.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the other one?
Street Fighter 5 is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't play fighting games, but Street Fighter 5 is pretty good, I'm sure. Like they're
Onimusha?
capable, they have it in them. Fuck you, Brad. You're the worst. Revelations 2,
Revelations 2 was pretty good.
That was a game.
good, but still not the good I was looking
better
for.
than Resident Evil 6.
Sure, I will give you that. It was better than Resident Evil 6.
That's like saying not getting stabbed is better than Resident Evil 6.
There is no. It's better than being
I think
stabbed.
I will just say Capcom.
It's like being stabbed in the vagina with a
Capcom
penis.
makes a lot of. Capcom is weird in that I think Konami makes universally shit decisions.
Yeah.
But like Capcom seems to make a great decision for every fucked up decision they make.
Yeah.
They
Like
flip a coin.
yeah,
There you
but
go.
it's like 50% of the time I'm like fuck yeah, thank you Capcom. Other time I'm like, are you fucking serious? Mm-hmm. It's just, so I really have no idea what to think.
There are things.
Well, let's stop speculating until we see
Yeah,
more.
because we'll talk about it next month when we're in LA for E3.
Before we move on for Resident Evil, there are very few things that disturb me more, and I'm being serious. Like as far as like video game related opinions, there are very few things that disturb me more than like the devout, like hardcore reverent following for Resident Evil 6. They're out there. Like I see them post on NeoGAF, and like they are so sincere when they're like, "This is my favorite in the series." And it scares me.
Shut up.
I swear they
That's
exist.
not real.
They exist. they're serious.
I feel like you're telling
and
us
like
a
they go into
campfire
these
story.
threads and
story.
they go into these threads talking about how like it's the best one and they love it and like when people were talking about Resident Evil 7 they're going to go back to their roots. These people are like, man, that's a fucking disappointment. I want more games like Resident Evil 6. And they are serious, and it scares me. I'm like, oh my God, what if like somebody at Capcom like sees this and they think that other people think like this complete fucking creep?
Has anyone ever questioned them?
People do it all the time.
And
They're
what
like,
is their
do you
response?
They're like, no, you don't understand the mechanics. Like it's
What mechanics?
it's frightening. I don't know. They like that you can like dive on the ground and shoot people. I don't even.
There's no reason that can't exist in a horror game either.
That is pretty cool.
I mean,
That game is fucking
That game,
garbage.
you don't-
had 3 different campaigns?
Dude, that
Di-
game is hot garbage. I'm
diving
sorry.
on the ground does not make a good game.
I'm a
That's
pretty-
a good mechanic in a
I'm
bad
a pretty
game.
popular. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not. I'm a
Nick's
pretty
so popular.
positive. Is what I try to say. I'm a pretty positive person. You know.
Yeah.
I prefer to like things most of the time. Resident Evil 6 is hot fucking garbage.
It's garbage. Like, it's garbage in the way that Nick thinks Resident Evil can be garbage, and it's garbage in the way that Brad can think Resident Evil can be. Like, it's garbage from all different directions of garbage. You know, whether it's a B-2 bomber flying into a volcano, or, you know,
Thank
like,
you.
just
What
complete.
is inherently wrong with
punching
that, though?
boulders. Punching boulders.
Don't get me started.
I'm just saying, it's like both sides of the spectrum. All sides of the three-dimensional spectrum.
I haven't seen that.
Shit.
But you talk about bombers flying into
That was Resident Evil
volcanoes.
5, but I'm saying, like,
Yeah, that was 5.
backflipping dinosaurs.
Punching boulders.
All of these things happen in a Resident Evil game.
You know, but out of context, they don't sound that bad.
I know, but I'm saying, like, even if you
You
don't,
should see them in context.
even if that stuff doesn't bother you, even if you like backflipping dinosaurs, like, it's still a garbage game.
When did we all decide that we were very anti backflipping dinosaurs? Apropos of Resident Evil, like
If there was another game that wasn't Resident Evil that had backflipping dinosaurs, I wouldn't be giving it nearly as much shit.
true.
What if it was
I
a
got you, I
Turok
got you.
game with
I got you.
backflipping
I would.
dinosaurs?
That seems more
I know what you're
appropriate.
saying. I'm just arguing.
Anyways,
Now on to my news topic, which
which we still haven't figured out what.
he's got to click it
Just go
eventually.
to the next
There's only
news
so
topic.
many.
Just go to the next one on the list, and that's the one we'll do. There you go. This is
Oh,
the next
that's
news topic.
mine. What's? I mean, they didn't unofficially announce it. They officially said that they're going to do another one.
Oh, you haven't said what it is yet.
Wait,
For people, to listen.
Talos Principle 2.
I should probably finish the Talos Principle.
It wasn't
1.
much of a news. So should I.
Me too.
I'm in that final.
There's been a
tower.
lot of
yeah, me
amazing God, I can't talk tonight. A lot of amazing puzzle games. Like The Witness and Portal and everything, but Talos Principle is honestly still probably one of my favorite puzzle
Yeah,
games
absolutely.
ever made.
Absolutely.
Fucking incredible.
That game's. More people need to play that thing.
Did you find the reflector on top of the pyramid? Because I shit my pants when I did that.
Yeah, I found it.
Oh my
It's
god.
crazy. It's so fucking crazy.
Oh my
You know what?
god.
I love The Witness. I think I like the Talos Principle better.
High five, Brad.
But you haven't
the hell
finished.
was that?
You haven't finished
The
either
listeners
of
at
those
home
games.
couldn't even hear it.
What?
You haven't finished either of those games.
Well, I mean,
don't
I'm
have-
really far in.
you don't
I
have-
have enough
You don't have
lasers.
to eat a whole cake.
I have
to know
enough
you like
lasers
the
to go
cake,
finish The Witness.
right?
Right, Crispy.
Am I right? But it helps. But it helps.
Cakes usually don't have an ending that might change your opinion. Unless, like, maybe like halfway through the cake you find like a rat head in
Well,
it.
I don't know.
Cakes,
I
you
don't
get
know.
kind of sick of
Sometimes-
cake.
If it's like a layered cake, or if it's like an ice cream cake, and you run out of the ice cream part, and then it's just like the soggy cake part, and you're like, the ending of this is really disappointing.
I like the soggy cake part.
Well, I'm just saying, if you don't like that,
All
that would
right,
be-
all right. Tangents, cake tangents.
Anyway,
Oh god. So yeah, Talos Principle 2 is officially coming from Croteam.
There you go.
there you go.
Who's ready for that?
I'm not, but I will be.
A reminder: the developers of Serious Sam.
Yeah, that's the weirdest thing. What else we got? So one thing I wanted to talk about tonight, which nobody really put on the dock for news, was Nioh.
Oh, I thought you were going to say The Division. I mean,
Tecmo has
Nioh.
detailed a lot. So basically, they after
Destiny.
the Nioh alpha, there was a survey. I guess that was only available to people who finished finished it because I certainly didn't get it.
They didn't care what you thought. Casual.
Exactly. But they asked for feedback, and they were all kinds of questions, and they were taking that to heart. And I guess they were gonna take that, examine it, break it out, and then like roll a bunch of new changes into the game before it comes out.
Yeah.
You know,
Not surprising.
That's what you would expect them to do.
You know,
from an alpha.
as an audience, as people, like that is kind of the most like that's a pretty cool feeling to have. I wish that kind of stuff happened more often, but they went ahead and detailed a lot of the changes that they're going to be making to Nioh.
Weapon durability's gone.
They're taking
Really?
out weapon.
Good. I
they're
fucking hated that.
they're taking
Yeah,
out
it was a
weapon
little
durability.
Those weapons
Good.
broke really fucking
That
quick.
was by far. I don't
too
know
quick.
if I'm necessarily super thrilled about them taking it out entirely, but it certainly needed to be rebalanced.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, like I think one of the issues was I guess it wasn't an issue. I guess I was fine with the weapon durability because you found so many fucking weapons. But I don't know if maybe that was just because it was alpha that they were dropping so many weapons that you were constantly finding ones.
Yeah.
So I don't
so
know.
you were just like breaking and replacing your weapons
All the
Constantly.
time.
I mean,
Constantly.
I think your weapon would break after maybe I don't know 40 or 50 hits.
I can
Are
go-
we talking about like fucking
I don't know. What are we
what's
talking
it called?
about?
The
Games?
zombie game.
Yes.
Fucking
iZombie?
Dying Light.
Dying Light. Thank
Oh.
you. Are we talking about
like
Dying
early
Light?
Dying Light.
but like faster than that.
Yeah, much faster than that.
Yeah.
Like we're playing a demo, and I went through like 3 weapons. 4
Wait,
Three?
I went through like
I went through like
40.
50.
Well, you probably also played.
Oh, yeah.
You've beat Uncharted 3 times, Nolan. I haven't finished it once. What do you expect? All right. I'm going to go through a few more things here that they've out. Not
Oh, yeah,
everything,
go
because it's
for it,
actually a
go for
pretty extensive list of stuff. They're going to implement a training stage for tutorials.
Oh,
on,
there you go, Chris
on
Davis.
basic controls
There
and
you
core
go.
game actions for babies, like
Yep.
Chris Davis. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Don't take that too
I
seriously.
saw the hashtag Chris Davis was wrong in chat.
No.
No!
No.
His ego's out of control. It's okay.
So,
Cool.
okay. So some of these are kind of vague,
Okay.
like because this is obviously just like they're kind of like patch notes, but they don't give a whole lot of detail. But and they're going to improve player and camera behavior during the lock-on, which seems pretty important. They're gonna make a lot of balancing adjustments to enemies. They're gonna adjust attack and defense parameters, all that kind of stuff. This is weird because like they said they're gonna improve exploration elements such as shortcuts.
Okay. No,
Which
I
is
can see
great.
that. I can
I
see
love
that, yeah.
shortcuts, but like, doesn't that kind of imply they're going to redesign and kind of go back to the drawing
Not
board on certain
necessarily.
levels?
It could be making the shortcut more obvious or
Kick
making
down
it less
ladders,
obvious.
You know, more kick down
yeah,
ladders.
kick down ladders were nice.
They're
yeah.
going to add visual hints to guide players, or at least notify them before they enter a boss area.
See, that's good. That's good, letting you know, hey, you're about to fight a boss, not all of a sudden, oh, it's a boss fight now.
Especially that second boss I hear was just like out
That
of
was
nowhere.
kind of obvious that it was a boss.
They're going to adjust the fire area damage. They're going to revise the display of objects that are blocking the view of the player character. I guess that happened a lot for people.
No, on archery, because I spent a lot of time, and a lot of the time I would hit things that I didn't know was a thing I wouldn't pass through kind of type
Yeah.
deal. So maybe, yeah.
UI. They're going to improve layout.
Oh
and
my
display-
god, the user interface was fucked. The font for like text was horrible.
Adjust text size.
Dude, like no, but like reading how many like souls or whatever you had, like that font was a horrible choice. I understand they're trying to be aesthetically, it's kind of like calligraphy kind of type deal.
Yeah.
It was really hard to read on the fly. Please give me some just nice crisp numbers.
They seem to be making a lot of. They're going to improve layout and display information. That's
Yeah.
all it says. They made some changes to online stuff as well. But here we go. Adjust the drop rate for equipment, and they're going to add a new control type because it seemed like a lot of people were thrown off. Especially, I think this is like from experienced Dark Souls players going into from Dark Souls to this, where suddenly you're attacking with
3 stances
with your
and-
face button
Oh, yeah.
instead of
Triggers.
So it seems like they're going to be adding an alternate control type, which is something you were
Interesting.
talking about because the short time you played it, you were like,
That
it
isn't
was throwing you
something
off.
I mentioned, but that is something that bothered me.
I thought
was
you said you were having a really hard
no,
time
no,
with the.
I didn't like the way that the character movement and the camera felt.
Okay.
Like
Well, that's
that,
something
that
they've
I
said
didn't
they're
like.
adjusting.
Working on camera.
Yeah,
so.
and but now that you mention it, the fact that the attack buttons were face buttons also kind
Yeah.
of
So they're
I don't
gonna.
know what that is.
So they're gonna add a.
Why should that matter?
I wouldn't be surprised at all if the new control
Most
scheme
games
is
do that.
is like Dark Souls control scheme. And the last thing they're gonna do is fix other bugs.
Ooh, bugs.
So yeah, I just thought it was it's almost like Kickstarter like where they're literally taking.
It's almost like Tecmo Koei forgot. It's almost like Team Ninja forgot how to make a good game, and they need our help.
Yeah.
Sure, but at the same time,
Snap.
I mean, you say that, and it's true. But at the same time, it is cool to have that, like usually they release a demo, and I play it, and I'm like, oh, there's a lot of things I don't really like about this, but I guess that's just the way it is. It's really cool to see them do this, and then listen to feedback, and then give a lot of detailed, before the game comes out, they're going to make all these changes.
That's exactly what Square Enix did with Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really good... demos, I don't want to say they've gone away, but we see a lot less demos nowadays than we used to. And with the way technology works, we should be seeing so many more.
Yeah.
Like Mirror's Edge had a very expansive alpha where it's like, hey, play our game because, first of all, it's free QA for them. Yeah. They pay QA testers a decent amount of money to play the game and try and break it. But if you give thousands and thousands of people access to a small subset of your game, they're going to find ways to break it.
And you know what's great? What blows my mind is that, when you think about it, there should almost be no excuse for a game that comes out and is totally fucked.
Yeah.
Maybe there's the outlier. I've heard some pretty terrible things about the new Homefront game, but what if they had put a demo out for that? And
the problem with that is
that's more of a
if they
technical
put a
issue.
demo out for that, then nobody would buy the game.
True.
If a game is so fucked, they maybe shouldn't put out a demo.
That game had a lot of development issues.
If you're making a game and you have faith in that product, and you want to make it, it's there's 7s out of 10s shouldn't really exist because they should be putting out demos, getting feedback, adjusting their game, and then all of a sudden it comes out and everybody's kind of on the same page. Mm-hmm. It's like that kind of thing. You're right. Because of the way that we can get demos out to the people, it seems weird that this is not happening more often. We can think of 2 examples recently that this has happened. Why is this not happening for so many other games out there? It's weird. But anyways, I just wanted to bring that up. I thought it was really cool, and I am officially very, very, very excited. Actually, I'm really excited. I'm hoping maybe we'll see some of these changes implemented at E3. Maybe it'll be playable on the floor with some of these changes. Who the hell knows?
Did you read the one about they're adding a memory leak to the game for scrubs?
Yeah. To make bosses
easier.
Incredibly easy.
Someone was talking about an Uncharted memory leak or something that happened for me. I just had an encounter that glitched out and it just sort of finished. Has that ever happened to you in Uncharted?
No. Yeah. I'm not a scrub.
I couldn't tell if he was being serious.
The thing is, I liked the combat and I was kind of disappointed that it was just over. I died and I respawned and it was over.
Oh, so there are a couple of places I noticed where if you restart a checkpoint, some guards because that's in Uncharted they did way increase, and it will depend on the difficulty. I'm pretty sure the number of checkpoints it gives you. Maybe I don't know if the difficulty affects.
The checkpoint in that game is pretty damn good.
But there are certain checkpoints because I restarted one and someone that was there was no longer there. It got rid of some of the guards.
Well, Dark Souls 2Z.
Yeah.
Hey, another
Crispy,
news. Oh, sorry.
Dude, were you going to say anything about Destiny?
I can.
He didn't have a topic for it.
I put the topic in the sheet, and Chris Davis, if he did what he said he would do, should have made an overlay for it. But we're not going to hold him to that because I did say I didn't want to do it as a topic. But if you're bringing it up, I could just mention it briefly.
Go for it.
Basically, somebody on Reddit, I think, leaked marketing for a new Destiny expansion.
That is not the right overlay.
That is not the right overlay. Don't look at that because that's probably not true. So there's a new Destiny expansion coming out. Activision had said that they would be putting out one large Destiny expansion in 2016, and then they're going to start...
Are we gonna, is this...
No, they said they also rebooted Destiny 2. And that
Destiny 2 is supposed to be coming out next year.
No, but they've rebooted that project. And the lead on it is Luke Smith, which is interesting because, Luke Smith just used to be a podcaster, and now he's in charge of Destiny. And that's crazy.
Well, that tells you how good those games are.
It's not like...
Guys,
Destiny...
There's a really, really, really strong possibility you're going to see Destiny 2 or something.
Destiny's a really good, really fun,
E3.
really polished trash game So like, I really don't like. I don't have like high hopes or expectations.
Well, he was Luke Smith was also director on Taken King.
And that was great. Like,
which I
all
think
the
is
content
probably
they
why.
added-
I think they had like a plan and they were like, I don't know about all this. And then Taken King comes out and everyone's like, oh wait, no, this is good.
Yeah.
And that's probably when they said, you know what?
How would you like
let's
to
let
run?
this guy do
Let's
Destiny
just let
2.
them do it. Yeah, I mean that's fine because they definitely have nothing to lose. Like the Taken King content was all really good. I know, Chris Davis. Stop. the Taken
Chris
King
Davis was right.
Okay, we'll discuss this after the podcast, but you're still wrong. Anyway, Taken King
Davis was
content
wrong.
was really great. It looks like there's another big. I don't know if it's gonna be like super story focused. It's called
The
apparently it's called the
Ironborn.
something.
Iron Giant?
It's Iron something. I don't
Iron
remember what it's
Balls.
called. It's Iron something.
Iron Fist.
The poster is a picture of a character named Lord Shaxx, who
The Iron
is
Man?
in charge of the Iron Banner, which is a PvP event that
Combat
they do
arena.
like once a month. It's basically Crucible, which is PvP, but your light level, which is your gear score, counts in Iron Banner. So it's really fucking.
Destiny Rise of Iron.
Yeah, something like that. I think
So
it's called Iron.
The
Beams.
rumor is September, which means I bet you anything that'll be at the Sony press conference.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Probably.
I'm gonna put my money on it. I'm gonna bet.
Probably.
I'm gonna bet 2 hot dogs.
Nick
Rise
was
of
wrong.
Iron.
Hashtag.
Do you even eat hot dogs?
No, I really don't very often.
Who does?
But I did. Well, last time I
Brad.
went to LA, I had that hot dog.
A year ago, I had a hot dog.
That was the last hot dog I ate.
There you go.
At Pink. At what is it?
Pinks.
Pink's.
I don't know. I've been
Yeah,
to
the-
LA in
the
like
Iron Price.
4 years, 5 years.
Well, get ready.
If it
About
was
to take
Destiny, the Iron Price.
So yeah. So I bet we'll see that. I'm gonna put my money on it. Sony press conference.
what
Destiny. Destiny DLC.
What,
Destiny,
what
the
money
Iron
are we
something.
putting down?
The Iron something will be announced September.
I
Boom.
should have it here.
All right. In other news, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare is the second most disliked video on YouTube.
I heard that
I
like
thought it was
bots
the
were
first. Didn't it-
disliking
didn't
it.
Did it dethrone Justin Bieber? I
It
think
was
that
the first
it
video
was-
game
it
trailer
was-
that
it
was most hated.
most disliked
Trailer.
game trailer.
Or trailer,
Or just
period.
trailer, period.
Trailer period.
I thought I read it was the second most disliked video on.
I think it
period.
might-
Well,
be now.
behind
That, but it's
Justin
the first
Bieber.
most
That's
disliked
gotta be like
trailer.
But
bots
it's like
or
a-
something though.
No, they were saying that there were bots that were disliking
Oh,
it,
sure.
but still, a
Sure.
large chunk of those dislikes were real.
People
One
aren't
was
happy.
from me.
One of them was from
You can account for
yeah.
You
one of
did
them.
this, Nolan.
I definitely
you did
disliked
this.
that video.
Why?
Oh my god.
Wait, the ground control to Major Tom bullshit? What are we talking about?
Call of Duty.
Yeah, the Call of Duty trailer,
Yes.
right? The new trailer has
Yeah.
Space Oddity,
Why
but it's a really
is-
Yeah.
shitty cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is Asha Greyjoy so lame on the show?
What? Okay,
Son
no.
of a bitch.
Oh,
We're
because
not.
she's not Asha Greyjoy in the show. She's Yara Greyjoy.
All right. Hey.
Anyway.
Hey guys.
Isn't fucked up her name.
Anyway.
Hey guys. We're not talking. This is not the Game of Thrones podcast.
What the fuck is that?
That is a Pink's
Oh, it's a hot dog.
hot dog. Is that from Pink's? It looks like it's Pink's, right?
Is
That's
that
gotta be
Hawaiian
Pink's.
sweet roll?
I can't read that
It's
from here, Chris Davis. I need glasses.
really, really tiny.
Pig
Pig
Lebowski.
Lebowski.
It's called Pig Lebowski.
Pig Lebowski.
That's pretty awesome.
I
All
gotta
right.
say,
It's kind of like the notorious
The food-
PIG that you can get at Frank.
one of the biggest bummers of me not going to E3 this year is I don't get to eat at all those cool places.
Don't worry, Brad. I'll eat it for you.
Sorry, bro.
I'm gonna make you a list of what you have to order.
I'll take pictures of me eating it. And
You
then,
have to order the hot dog that I would have eaten.
and then pictures of me pooping it out.
Oh,
Oh,
gross. All right. All right.
to a hot
Nolan, are you
dog.
ready?
You weren't joking.
Are you ready?
It really was called Rise of Iron. I thought that was a joke title.
No, they
No.
posted
That
in
is
chat.
what it's called, Rise of Iron. Okay.
Yes, Nick, I am ready.
All right. Then you know what time it is. It's time.
For the
For com-
community.
Yeah, exactly. What he said. Woo!
All right, so it is May.
It is May.
Still.
Yep.
So our supporter of the month is still.
Oh God.
Fuck. I forget. I know. I don't.
the
Oh, you're-
nerd who likes homework.
No.
Oh, Michael. That's right. It was Michael.
Michael.
It was just.
Well, I
it
know
was
because
just
I
a
was
name.
gonna say I don't know his chat name because he doesn't have one.
Yeah, it's
he's
just
not a
Michael.
chatter. He's a listener.
Michael Gaines.
But thank you, Chrissy D, for
just gonna
remembering his
refer-
name was Michael.
Yep.
I in the 2 games this month that at least I'm going to be playing, I've played both of them.
I definitely want to play Dark Echo because people seem to want to watch Dark Echo.
Are Hook and Dark Echo. We talked about Hook a little bit earlier in the show. Both games I enjoyed what I played of them. Dark Echo gets a little spooky.
Intense?
Gets a little, it can get intense. But yeah, so he's pretty cool. And then we got 2 new patrons since last podcast.
Okay.
Nice.
Jun.
Jun. Thank you, Jun.
Yep, and Scott
And Scott.
with one T.
What?
Yeah.
One T?
Yep.
It's very
It's
Okay, whatever.
STOC.
That's pretty cool. Thank you guys. We appreciate we appreciate the support.
One T, but it's not where you think it is. There's no I in Timo cell. Anyway, so yeah, let's get on to some viewer questions.
Yes.
Does that sound good?
Let's do it.
My body is
would
ready.
you-
I
would
haven't
you
even
like
I
that?
haven't even screened these questions this week.
I'm so scared.
I'm going in blind.
Well, there we go.
It could be anything.
The first question this week comes from Miklopa.
Miklopa? What the fuck, guys?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Why the fuck is everyone on their phones?
Miklo-
I'm on my
what is
phone
it?
because I'm doing something.
I was editing my 4-player minute.
okay.
You okay, Brad?
Part of what I feel makes 4PP the best podcast around the web
This is the only one I listen to.
the only 4PP, is due to the great dynamic you guys have with each other. You can truly feel the friendship flooding the podcast room every Tuesday. So in order to celebrate this, I'd like each of you to say something nice or remember a nice moment you've shared with your person to your right. Give them a high five and hand them a $1 bill.
All right.
I
First
don't
of
have
all,
any dollar bills.
I don't have a
Keep
dollar
being
bill.
awesome, everybody.
All right. We have to share one nice thing that happened.
We'll start with you, Nick.
Yeah.
Nick, draw the short straw.
I get
Fuck you, Nolan. We'll see who's got the short fucking straw.
Oh man. I don't know, Brad. Let's see. What did Brad? This was a nice moment me and Brad had. Brad. God damn it.
Through the years.
You know,
You guys have, like, known each
I'll
other for
say
a
this.
decade.
I'll say this. I have my blood pressure. My blood pressure can get pretty high at times, and usually Brad is there to cool me down.
Thank you, Nick.
It's like a nice tall glass of water.
Thank you, Nick.
He's more of a glass of milk, maybe with a side of toast.
Tall glass of milk.
He's the
Cold milk.
Oh man. So yeah.
Buttermilk.
I wouldn't want to drink buttermilk.
No, it's gross.
Almond, nice tall glass of almond milk. That's what I prefer.
Vanilla flavored.
Oh, of course.
No, actually, that's too sweet for me.
What?
Yeah, I just go straight, unsweetened, original almond milk.
That tastes like muddy water.
I love muddy water, man. Fuck you. All right, Brad.
Now I gotta say something nice about Nolan.
Yeah,
Is this specific or like
you
in
have
general?
to.
Oh God, there was that one time.
You were supposed to give him a high five.
Oh yeah, up top.
Oh yeah.
I don't have a dollar for you though. I'm sorry. I should have screened these questions.
You know, it's not that there's not nice things to say about you, Nolan. It's that I'm trying to think of something specific.
Okay.
I'm also on the spot. But I remember having a really good time hanging out with Nolan when we went to PAX East. And the other guys didn't. It was just me, Nolan, and Carlos. And I realized, like, I don't need Nick and Crispy.
Fuck you.
And David. It's like Nolan is a completely serviceable friend all on his own.
I am very serviceable.
He will do.
He will do in a pinch.
That was the packs where we took like 40 packs of Magic the Gathering cards.
Yeah, that's... Oh, and then we played Magic on the plane.
The whole plane
That
ride
was
home.
fucking awesome, Nolan.
You know what's so unfair is like Nolan has like a fucking amazing memory, and I can't remember what I had for breakfast this morning.
Yeah, I'm bad at memory stuff, too.
I don't have the best memories, but I don't have the best memory on the
Well,
spot.
why don't you go ahead and tell us what your good memory with Crispy is?
With Crispy?
Yeah.
I've had plenty of great...
No, this is mine.
Oh.
But
This
he's
is
gonna
mine
think
with
of something
Crispies.
like truly touching.
They might.
I bet. Let's hear it.
So, and I think that the thing with Crispy is...
The preface here before we get into the good memories.
No, there's... I think similar to Nick, Crispy's blood pressure can get high at times.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think specifically to something like our first Project M with Super Mario 64. Yeah.
That was
but
I had so much. I remember it so fondly though. Like I had so much
well,
fun
that's the thing.
in my mind.
I think the whole day we all had a lot of fun, but then when it got down to crunch time and it was getting late and you were
Once
having
you
trouble.
guys all won and I was still playing the game. That was.
Well, I think I stuck around and I was trying to help Crispy out.
You did.
And I think we had a really good time, especially after it was over.
Man, I was at home
Watching?
sitting in bed watching y'all play. It's like, oh, come on.
He was in bed.
I was like,
And Nolan was right there next to me the whole time.
I was sitting there in bed, all cozy with my sheets pulled up, just watching. It's like, oh, come on, Crispy, you can do it. I mean, no one had your back.
No, yeah.
But I did want to say that another fond memory was when Crispy offered himself
What?
Like sexually?
to be my best man.
Oh.
He wanted to take the reins
I did.
and
did.
and make sure my wedding goes off well.
Are you just giving him some? I mean, are you like it better go off?
No.
Well, I mean,
He doesn't have that much responsibility.
it's also like a Catholic ceremony, so those things kind of like drive themselves.
Pretty much.
They're very, very prescribed, you know. So it's not a whole lot.
So thank you, Crispy, for being a
look,
good friend.
He's gonna be the one person in
Here's
the
a
room who
dollar
gives someone
and
a
your high
dollar.
five.
Nolan,
Hey, but here's the good news.
thank you, Nolan.
Here's the really good news. Now Crispy has $1 to give to me.
That's true.
Pass the buck. No one should have gone first.
Pass the buck.
Damn it! I would have ended up with $1. All right, Nick, you gotta say something else good about me.
Actually, I think the dollar would have come back to me eventually.
I think Crispy gets to say something nice about me.
Oh, I was gonna say something nice about Joey Fatone, but if you want me to say something nice about
Our
you,
Lord,
the
our
person
Lord
to the
and
right.
Savior.
okay, I was gonna say something like I remember fondly how when we used to work together at GameStop, you would be working and I would be shooting rubber bands at you,
Oh yeah, that
trying
was
to
great.
I thought these were supposed
trying
to be
to hit you. Okay, but you want a 4P related story? I think a real moment of bonding for me and Nicholas was when he helped me get through the Seattle SeaTac International Airport at 5 in the morning, the day after my first PAX Prime when I was just show wasted.
Dude, you were wasted. I was still drunk too, which was
Yeah.
even scarier.
Yeah.
But man, we made it all the way to the plane.
So many things happened that weekend.
We made it all the way to the plane, and like we get in the plane, and we're like, okay, we're drunk as hell, and we're barely awake, but we're here. Now we can just sleep. And then like someone taps Crispy on the shoulder, and she's like, "Are you Chris from 4Player Podcast?" And he just taps me on the shoulder. He's like, "Nick."
No, yeah, it was like the lights are off in the plane. Everyone's like, it's an early morning like red eye. Everyone's like trying to sleep. And I'm like, hey Nick, like still drunk as shit. Like that was fun. It was
That
fun.
was that was good. That was
But
good.
Nick, honestly, Nick is one of the first friends I made when I moved to Austin. He's introduced me to pretty much everybody else that I am friends with now, besides like my roommates. So like I wouldn't know Nolan, I wouldn't know Brad, I wouldn't know 4Player, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Nick. So
I remember talking to Crispy at work and being like, "This guy should be on a podcast."
so Nick, for all of that, for 6 years of friendship, here's $1.
Love you, buddy. Thank you.
$1.
And you know what? Brad, you look like you could use this.
That's not a nice thing.
Oh, just kidding. All right. That was a long question.
That was a long one.
But that was fun.
All right, let's go through a couple more as quickly as we can. From Gonzo Lude. Okay.
I don't
supposed to say Gonzo?
I don't know. Y'all talked about it.
Gonzo Lude.
I've recently graduated college, and I'm interested in knowing how your college experience was like, or is like, if you're still a student.
Oh yeah,
In
we're
which case, I feel sorry for you. Thanks, guys.
all still students.
Brad,
here.
can you remember that far back?
Yeah. What do you want to know? Ask me anything.
What did you do after school on almost a daily basis?
I played Tekken and Diablo
Where did you stop on your way home?
and Chaos Blade.
Is this supposed to be video game related? Like, what he wants to know, like, what our college video
He
game
didn't say.
I
lives
think you
were?
just meant
I thought you
I
used
think
to
it's
stop at 7-Eleven and get
Well, he
big
said
gulps.
he has.
Yeah, I
a
used to get a fucking double gulp every day on the way home from.
Dude,
I lived
Wait,
right
from-
by that 7-Eleven.
From the 7-Eleven on Guadalupe and
yeah, because I lived over on
26th.
whatever.
Man, I
Yeah,
listened
that's the
to
one I used
so
to
many
live by.
podcasts when I was in college because I would just listen to them between classes all day, every day. That was nice.
Podcasts in college? No,
Yeah.
for me it was Tekken, lots of Tekken, lots of Diablo.
Yeah.
But I mean, if y'all want to ask me about like my classes,
What did you study? Like, what was your major?
History.
History?
Yeah,
Just general history, or like
There's no
Did you have a-
general history.
Yeah.
a focus?
You know, I mean, I focused on all different kinds of things.
So like kind of general.
It's not general. It's like it's hyper specific, but many different topics.
Well, I was asking what yours was.
It's hyper specific, but many different topics.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I mean, every different class is a different thing. Very
I-
specific and focused.
I was in college once, and I
Yeah.
got a degree,
Yeah.
and now I'm back in college.
What's your degree?
My actual I have a bachelor's in film, and I've done very little. I did do a little bit of like TV work right after.
Which makes me think. We always say that we really need to be doing more video production because
Yeah. Well,
Crispy knows what's
and
up.
Chris Davis has a camera,
Chris Davis has a camera. He's good at framing shit.
which is just as valuable.
Yes, that is true. We have two people that are very video experienced here.
My school was a little weird though. We had it was a trade school, so we had like
I almost went there.
we had class. Yeah, I I went to Full Sail University. That's where I went.
What video games did you
And
play?
they do, yeah. And they had, the funny thing is, we called the video game kids cheese people because the video game building smelled like cheese, just always.
That's
Which
weird.
is why
It
I
was
didn't
weird.
go there.
Yeah, it was weird.
Chase people and me.
Full Sail University, when I went, had a 9-to-1 male to female ratio.
Oh wow,
It was
that's
bad.
brutal.
It was brutal. We had classes around the clock, and your classes changed every month, so there wasn't really like a team. It was kind of just like get through it, you know. And it
Yeah.
was fun. I met a lot of really cool people. A lot of people I'm still friends with today.
You played a lot of Halo Reach.
It's a big drug school. Like
Oh,
that's
man.
like all people.
Well, I mean, it's location too.
Yeah, well,
So I got a bachelor's in marketing, but then I ended up going to a trade school for not really a trade. I went to the Art Institute for web development for only 2 years, and that's what I'm using. Should have just done that from the beginning.
There you go.
But hey, got a bachelor's degree. So hey,
there you go.
Noel, where did you go to school?
He's back.
I can't even remember. I'm trying to, because I went to community college when I got out of high school because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do.
We all did that.
Well, no, it's because I started looking at possible video game development as a career, and I even looked into Full Sail, but I didn't want to just not do anything. So I went to community college. I'm trying to remember the name of it. They renamed it because it used to be a really fucking long name.
Was it in Houston?
It was in Houston. It was like the Texas something Montgomery Community College District. It was a really fucking
The
long
Lone Star
name.
College now?
It's like TCCM. Yeah, it's Lone Star College now. Which I was afraid was going to fuck things up because they changed the name right as I was trying to get into like UT. And so I was like, what school do you go to? And I was like, what school do you know it as? But I would recommend anybody who's still in high school, community college is a great way to start because it's cheap as shit for one thing.
Helps you make.
I paid for it out of pocket.
Yeah.
Even working at Game Crazy, I was able to pay for it out of pocket.
I'm doing like freshman, sophomore courses at ACC right now to get ready to transfer to a university. And it is staggering, like the difference in price.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like it is amazing.
So
I did
if-
it for 2 years.
If any of you are in high school and you're debating, if you're in the top 10% and
I
you
was
want to
debating in high school.
and if you want to go straight into a college, that's fine. But if you're like me and you were a mediocre student and you're not 100% sure what you want to do, community college is a great thing to start off with.
for sure.
But then, if you plan to transfer to a larger university like I did when I transferred into the University of Texas, you cannot treat that like community college. It is fucking a league different.
Oh, yeah.
And I tried to treat it like community college at first, and I almost flunked out my first semester because I took classes at community college. I took Calculus 2 at community college.
This
and then I
college
went to
thing is a
UT,
breeze.
and I took Calculus 3.
That's because early CS is bullshit. That's why. That damn logic class, fuck that class.
But no, so like I just tried to treat it like it was community college, and it definitely was not. It's much more difficult, much less personal, your first couple of classes and whatnot. And so, yeah, but anyway, I went to UT, Bachelor's of Science in Computer Science. A pretty decent college career. My thing was, I also will tell anybody, if you go to a large university, live on campus as long as you can.
What?
Dude, my first year I lived on campus and I hated it because I was in a study room with 3 other guys.
Man.
And the next year I moved to like 4 blocks from campus with 1 other guy, and it was great. I loved it. But then every year after that I moved a little farther
true.
away.
I agree with you.
Farther away. And then my senior year, I was like 10 miles from campus.
Dude,
and I had to drive every day.
Dude, I managed to somehow dodge living on campus for my entire college
I was
career.
always still walking.
I was living in
distance.
apartments.
Well, there's nothing wrong with living, but I'm talking about walking distance.
Oh, yeah.
I
took a bus.
Well, taking a bus, but once again, the bus I took like an hour to get there.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, even though because it's Austin for one thing. It was a big city, and so and I pulled a couple of all-nighters, which sucked because I couldn't just like run home real quick like I could my freshman year when I was in the dorms. I could just run back to my dorm between classes and play video games. My senior year, I went to campus and then I was on campus until the end of my classes and then I went home. There would be days where I was on campus from like 8 a.m. until 8 p.m.
That's why you go to the arcade to play Tekken.
Well, yeah, you can do that too.
Although the arcades by the time you were in school was
All right.
not the same.
This
as
is
now.
another long
But anyway,
question.
there are a couple long questions.
These
But
are
anyway,
important.
They are
but they're
important
good
questions.
questions.
In fact, it's kind of amazing. It's been 400 and something episodes, and this is the first time I think we've ever talked about our college experience.
Really?
We talked about them briefly.
Like I said, I can't remember what I had for breakfast this morning, though. So
So Mr. Green Toe says, following contrast to McLopa's question, I would like you to say something not nice or terrible moment you share with the person to your
What?
left, slap their face, and take a $1 bill from them. Take
Oh,
care
yeah, $1
and
bill.
have
but then
jolly good podcast.
I think no.
Oh,
I
God.
think Nick should go first.
oh crap.
Wait, no.
So now I had to say,
Wait.
Yep, let's just go with that. Brad said it. Let's
so
go
now
with
I
it.
had to say something negative about Crispy?
Yep.
Yeah. I defy you to.
Oh God.
I'm
This is-
lovely.
Oh come on. This isn't cool. I don't like these questions.
I think this is an easy one. You got an easy. No, I'm just kidding.
Fuck yourself.
I got the easiest one.
I got an easy one too. But Nick's is even easier.
But like I can only remember things that happened like super recently.
He likes DC.
What does that even mean to you?
You know, I saw The Incredibles again a couple of days ago. That's a good movie.
It's a great movie.
Hurry up, Nick. Just say something.
Just say something.
Hurry up. 10 seconds.
Say you hate his
Man, I really
frames.
wish Crispy would lay off that Game of Thrones show. I think it's pretty good.
There you go.
There you go.
I have been really.
He's a
negative
Debbie
about
Downer.
it. It's just like I just.
All right, Brad, go.
Makes it hard to enjoy it.
Wait, that's not how this works. No, Crispy goes now.
Oh, I go. Okay.
Why?
Oh, are we going clockwise or counterclockwise?
Yeah, he's doing everything backwards, so we're going.
Yeah.
Okay, so we gotta go back the other way. Okay, Nolan, I sometimes don't like it when you beat me in multiplayer games. It makes me feel inferior.
That's fair. I don't always beat you, though.
I feel like you beat me a lot.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
Okay.
All right, Nolan.
Brad, sometimes you're a dick.
I think you need to like clarify.
I think you
or
need to be a little more specific.
or
He feels like the issue's a bit more nuanced than
qualify.
that.
I feel like you won't ever stop in an argument because you think you're always right.
Well, it depends.
No.
If it's an argument where I'm always
Here
right.
we go.
If I'm always right, then how could I stop?
Because you have the ability to twist something to make it to where you're always right.
You're right. You're right.
Oh, see, now he's just trying to prove you wrong, so he's right again, or something.
That was the most humble response.
All right, go, Brad.
You're wrong, but fine.
All right, Brad.
There it is. There it is.
It's dollars.
It's unfair. That was like it was a loop. I mean, there's no way I could have gotten out of that.
All right, Brad. Earn this dollar.
Take off them pants.
I think you're a bitch for agreeing with Nolan.
That's not fair. Come on, hit me. I mean, not really. Don't hit me.
I think Chris Davis was too hyped for Doom.
It's at me.
Oh.
On to your left.
do
Do you
Nick.
see Chris Davis sitting here? Come on,
Nick.
let me have it. You said it was easy. You said it was easy.
Yeah, just to go off of what you said about me, I think sometimes you let the little stuff get to you. When you know, you really don't need to. Life's too short, you know?
You mean Nick's too short?
Oh! And
Congratulations, Nolan. You earned the dollar. I was waiting for him to go for the jugular.
I
and-
thought that's what Brad was getting to.
Oh, you thought he was building to a short joke?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Or a Harry joke.
All right. Maybe we should do a 4-player roast sometime.
All right, final question, because we can't. There's too many questions
Yeah.
tonight, guys. Sorry, these have been going kind of long. Final question tonight from Don Dolan.
Don Dolan.
That's a great
What
name.
would you guys consider was your best meal slash restaurant experience while on the road or while attending a convention, expo, festival?
Oh, I see.
Oh man, hands down. Hands
No,
down.
I already got Nick's answer. The calamari burrito.
No.
You never shut
That
up
is
about
my-
that.
I mean,
For years you
I-
would not stop talking about
Well,
that.
I do that every year. It's like my ritual when I go to PAX. But my favorite dining experience is by far when we go to E3, and Chai takes us to the ramen place. I don't even know what it's called, but it's like authentic ramen, like which is pretty rare here in Austin. And it's customizable. And it's so it's always jam packed. It's so fucking good. So
Shinsengumi.
Shinsengumi, is that what it's called? Man, it's fucking good, and
wanna try that.
I fully expect Chai Tai to take us again so that Crispy and Nolan can have the experience as well next month. Anyways, yep. We'll just call it the ramen place.
I don't remember. You know what? I like when we eat at that Japanese restaurant whenever we're in LA when we go out with
With Justin.
with Justin
and Jason?
and Jason.
Yeah,
that place is awesome.
It's one of those places where you go and you take your shoes off and you sit down.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like Authentico.
Yeah, it's good. It's
How do
good.
they say that in
They're
Japanese?
Yes.
they're in London right now. I don't even know if they're gonna be in LA while we're there.
Well, I mean, if they didn't move to London,
They're visiting. I just don't know for how long. Anyways, that's beyond the point. Nolan, Crispy.
Honestly, the food was shitty, but the restaurant meal experience was. I think it was our first PAX East.
So in Boston.
Yeah,
Okay.
when we went to what was that place? Millennial Falcon Hall. What was that place called?
Faneuil?
Oh yeah, Faneuil Hall.
Faneuil Hall or whatever.
Yeah.
Wait, so was I there?
I don't think
Okay.
it was. I think it was me, Brad, and Carlos.
That was that time,
and
okay.
that was when we had like 20 or 30 chatters all come.
Yeah.
And we all, because it was like almost like a
met
mall type
Jeff.
thing, and so we just got a bunch of tables, and we were all chilling out, hanging out, and talking about video games, talking about the convention.
Sweet.
And I really had a lot of fun that time.
Cool. Crispy, you got one?
And
What?
I really liked. You know what? The Original in San Antonio.
In San Antonio.
Last 2 years that we've gone to PAX South, we've gone there one night.
Wait,
The original.
The original.
Oh,
on the
yeah,
river,
yeah.
on the Riverwalk.
Yeah.
And I just like it because there's always a mariachi band there, and I always get one of those giant fucking frozen margaritas that
Tastes like shitty banana.
tastes like shitty banana and gets me really, really tipsy.
That happened.
Yep, that's good. That is a
how
good
long
one.
ago was that PAX East? That's where I met.
Isn't that where Carlos was going around taking pictures of himself with?
Yeah, that's what we were doing. Yeah.
Okay.
Man,
That's where you met what?
that's where I met that young lady that had a younger sister that said, like my younger sister, she loves you, and her band has something. It was like their jackets are like an homage to you or some shit like that. And then like last year, I met that younger sister, but she was grown up now, and she was like, "I'm the younger sister. I don't really care about you as much anymore, but like that was me
at the time."
I don't really care for you anymore. But that was me.
I'm really into PewDiePie now.
Oh,
I'm really into Markiplier.
Yeah, I think it was kind of like I like Mark Pillier now.
man.
But so once again, sorry if we missed your questions. We did have a lot this week too.
And not to mention, these were some pretty I don't want to say unusual questions for this segment on the podcast, but it was fun. Good.
But don't
good
fret.
times.
You have another opportunity to ask them for the next podcast.
Yes, you do.
So patrons, just go in the thread. I'll be posting it here in the next day or two.
Gotta space these questions out.
Yeah. And ask us any questions. You can re-ask a question we haven't gotten to yet, or you can ask a new one, whatever you want.
Exactly. And before we move on and close out the show with the 4-player minute, I just would like to remind everyone that yes, we are going to E3 in like 20-25 days or something crazy like that. I don't even know. We're starting to plan our coverage and everything, so have your eyes peeled for some information regarding our plans for E3. It's gonna be fun. Unfortunately, Brad can't go this year. I'm sorry, Brad. I should have said that.
Pretty bummed out.
Quit your new job.
Pretty bummed out, guys.
Quit your new job. You can't. Priorities, Brad.
I gotta do me.
There is still one potential loophole.
Really?
If one of your coworkers dies.
Yes.
Oh man.
Or if I die, if I fake my own
You
death.
fake your own death.
And then
And
surprise
then totally have a job when you...
I am 99.9% sure I am not going.
Yeah.
But maybe I could make it out for a couple of days. I don't know yet.
Anyways.
That's like a 0.101.
But on the bright side, we do have four.
Dibs,
we have
dibs. No.
we have 4 people. We have 4 people going, which is so me, Nolan, Crispy, Chris Davis are going. I think we're even going to have some time with I don't know. Is this a secret? Am I supposed? There's someone else that we know that's going, but
Maybe
I don't know.
we'll keep it to.
I think I'll keep that on the DL until I find out for sure if.
It's Travis.
No. Point is, it'll be a lot of fun, and we're very much looking forward to it. We're going to be planning our coverage this weekend, and we'll let everybody know once we have that kind of set in stone. So I guess check back. 4playernetwork.com is where we'll post the deets. You can also follow us on Twitter at 4Player Podcast. Anyways, let's close out the show with the 4-player minute. Let's try and actually do it in a minute. I challenge you, Brad.
It ain't that late. And it's Friday. Are we excited about it being Friday?
No.
Oh, yeah, man.
That's weird. Like this whole week's been so fucking weird. 'Cause
Friday.
all
I
the
feel like I need
days
to
are
go
off.
home and go to bed.
Yeah, I feel like I have work tomorrow morning.
Guys, we can all go hit the bar after the...
By the way, I'm never drinking again.
Oh, okay. Why?
I had the worst hangover of my life on Sunday.
Is that the...
My
No.
fuck you goes to Crytek or whoever the fuck was responsible for putting the former Free Radical Crytek UK or whatever on Homefront 2. The makers of Time Splitters, the once great Free Radical that made the awesome Time Splitter series, and now they like, I don't even think they started like that Homefront project. I think that was somebody else, or I don't know. You know what? Fuck Crytek. Fuck you for buying Free Radical. Maybe they saved him. I don't know. Fuck you for not letting them make a new Time Splitters game. My hype goes to I don't know. You know, there's a couple games. There's some games coming out in June, believe it or not, that I don't think anybody here is going to talk about or play, but I'm kind of excited for them. One of them is the Odin Sphere remaster on PS4. I've heard really good things about that, and I think that game is really cool. And you know what? Maybe this could be a potential little sweat, but I'm also excited for that new Star Ocean game. You know, I like the Star Ocean games, but 4 I didn't play because I heard such bad things about it. Maybe it has a chance to come back and be cool again. So it's kind of like some cautious optimism, you know? Hope it's good. My sweat goes to, I'm just going to give it to all the handheld stuff. I started playing Severed, and I think that game's really cool, but I stopped playing it. I also stopped playing Fire Emblem a long time ago. I don't know if I'm ever going to get back into that, which is crazy to me.
Dude.
It's really hard to remain committed
You know
to
what
playing
I've
a
been
handheld
playing?
game.
You know what I've been playing? Front Mission 3. Because you know what? Somebody's got to do it. It's still the fucking king. You know, god damn it.
I like how Crispy
Fuck
was
all
like,
y'all. Fuck all y'all's
Front
dope
Mission 3,
ass
isn't that like-
crappy games. Fuck all y'all.
Front Mission
3 is still a goddamn gem. Fuck you, Square Enix. My last one, I was going to do a thank you. I'm changing it to a fuck you. Fuck you, Square Enix. Fuck all you people out there who are the reason that this game doesn't exist. I'm not pointing any fingers. You know, maybe y'all didn't know about it. But god damn it, Front Mission's so fucking awesome. That's why I'm not playing other games, because I'm playing Front Mission.
Longer than a minute. Bro.
That's the fucking truth.
Okay.
he'll never do it under a minute ever. I'm pretty sure.
Cool. My 4-player minutes starts now. My hype is for Blood and Wine. They released a new trailer, and like, oh my god, I am getting.
I got my Gwent cards pre-ordered.
Like,
Nice.
It makes your eyes feel good looking at it.
Right?
doesn't it? Like,
Right? Dude, I am so excited
It's
for
like
it.
massaging your eyeballs.
My which kind of ties into my sweat that I'm 90% sure I'm not gonna have my new PC by the time it comes out. And so it kind of puts me in the should I wait to play it? Like, I can run it on my current PC, but I could run it fucking at Ultra with NVIDIA Hairworks and all that shit on my new PC.
Do you have other stuff to play?
Maybe.
I'm sure you could find something.
Yeah.
Just wait.
Which also
everything-
kind of ties into my new PC. Like, I was confident that I was going to get the 1080, but then like other stuff, I was like, man, maybe I will get the 1070, and so I don't know what I want to get yet.
Also, I'll say this though, like if you're waiting on, like, if you're gonna wait on Witcher and maybe play Dark Souls, I would say like Dark Souls is better to wait for. Because you've already experienced Witcher at whatever you can experience it at now. Like,
Well, the
you
thing
definitely want to go
is,
into Dark Souls.
I
running
can
at
play
60.
Witcher at decent settings, but I can't cast it at decent settings. I have to lower the settings to cast.
No one
Anyway.
wants to watch The Witcher anyways. That's what I've learned over the past
Fuck
year.
you.
I mean, hey, it's great.
I want
play,
people to
but-
watch me play The Witcher. My fuck you is going to go to Newegg and their ridiculous shipping pricing patterns. They're like constantly, multiple times a day, changing what they charge for pricing on something. Like, it'll be like $2 1 minute, and then it'll be like $8, and then next day it'll be free, and then it'll be $3. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on here?
Gotta keep you on your toes.
Yep. And then my thank you goes to the community, the guys who hung out with me last night when I had to cut my stream a little bit early and work. And kind of thank you for understanding that I couldn't do the Uncharted multiplayer community night. I really wanted to do that because I really have been having fun playing that.
But these weird fucks prefer watching you silently work.
Apparently, but
I'm
no,
serious. They get their jollies on anything that's like abnormal on our stream.
I was because my AC went out last week. Again for the third time, and so it was really hot in my house. And streaming, the PC heats up the room and the monitors, and then just I have my green screen. It just gets too hot.
I'm sweating profusely.
Yeah. So I mean, also thankfully that got fixed. Again, this time they replaced the motor with like a better one. So hopefully,
Here's to hoping.
yeah. But yep.
All right, Crispy.
Okay, guys, my hype this week is actually, it's No Man's Sky. It's all hype this week. It's all hype. It's all hype this week.
At
I'm
least-
so fucking hyped. And I know what you're gonna say. Well, I don't know what you're gonna say.
No, I was gonna say
But-
something positive.
But the No Man's Sky thing, this isn't just me like rolling over with the joke. Like today or tomorrow is 1 month.
Did I tell you I pre-ordered that game because I got excited about it?
Yeah, dude.
At least it's gonna be pretty.
It's settling into like every pore on my body. Like it's
Wait, when does that come out? Are you going to be in LA during?
the 21st.
21st. We'll be
Comes
back.
out. So by
Okay.
the time we get back, it's like 3 days
Yep.
or 2 days, and then it's out.
Man,
I'm so fucking excited. I'm so excited.
Crispy, it's 4 days.
4 days, excuse me. Okay.
Math.
other hypes.
My other hype is also from Battleborn, which comes out Monday.
Battleborn.
I Overwatch.
You're part of the problem.
Overwatch.
I was like, huh?
What did Blizzard do?
Why did I say
What a
Battleborn?
shitty name.
That's what they were hoping. That is what they were hoping.
That's why the names
That's what
are
they're
that
hoping
way,
for.
Why
Yeah.
did I say Battleborn? Overwatch. I don't care what the game's called. It's fucking fun.
Overkill.
It's really good. Overkill. Whatever. It's good. I can't wait. I'm super
Thanks for
stoked
asking.
on
Why
it.
should I check that out? Should I?
I mean, rent it.
I think we should
Yeah,
all
sure,
check it
why
out
not?
at some point. I'd
Why
love to
not?
check it out.
It's fun, man. It's good.
I just.
Size shoe do you wear, Crispy?
I'm not sure what these
Oh my
are.
God.
I actually
Focus,
have,
people,
different,
focus.
Different sizes. The other thing I'm really hyped about is CBS actually announced a new Star Trek series. They officially came out and announced. We knew they were kind of working on one. They've released a little teaser. All it is just the logo with like the theme, and it just says Star Trek. That's all it is. But dude, that new MacGyver series looks like fucking.
Did you see the trailer for that?
Yeah,
it looks like a piece of
butt.
shit.
It looks like butt. It looks so bad. Star Trek's coming back. I am an unrequited like Star Trek fan. I absolutely fucking love Star Trek. I don't even care if it's dog shit. I don't care if it's another Enterprise. I'm probably just gonna watch the whole thing. And there's some things I kind of like about Enterprise. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm super fucking excited about that. And the last thing I'm excited about is The Flash. Oh my god. There's like 2 episodes left in the
One
season.
episode left.
1 episode left in the season. It's fucking crazy. It's
It's
great.
getting
This
really
season
good.
has been awesome. It has been all fucking climb, all build, all hype. I've got so many theories for the end, and I can't wait to see.
He's still
that I'm
running real
right.
fast.
He is still running real fast.
Cool.
I
He's
hope they
running-
don't. I hope they don't wait
He
too long.
goes
to
real
put that on-
fast and he turns to the left sometimes.
I really hope they don't put that on.
Sometimes right.
Sorry, I really hope they put that on Netflix quickly after it's done.
Oh yeah.
It'll
So I would
probably
like
be
to
when
watch
the
it.
next series.
Next season starts. Yeah.
All right, my hype.
Joints really hurt.
My
Oh no! You know what? I do wanna fuck you because here. That was weird. Why did I say it like that?
I do wanna fuck
I
you.
want to have a fuck you this week, and that is also to CBS because they also announced that they're going to be airing the pilot for the new Star Trek TV show on television. But to watch the rest of the season, you're gonna have to watch it on their streaming. They have a CBS streaming service that nobody uses or knows exists, and that's the only way you're gonna find Star
Which is
Trek.
why they're
So
putting
when
it
it
there.
underperforms and they decide to cancel it, and they're all baffled as to why new Star Trek didn't do that well. Okay,
Hashtag Crispy was right.
I wasn't.
hashtag I do want to fuck you. All right, my hype this week goes to E3. Just in general, I'm excited. I'm starting to think about all the shit that could be there and the stuff that is looking like it's really likely going to be there. And I'm getting pretty fucking excited. It looks like we're all going to be doing our top 5 most anticipated games of E3. So those should be coming up here pretty quick. So look for those. My sweat goes to, as I mentioned earlier, the Resident Evil reboot or 7 or whatever the fuck you want to call it for obvious reasons. I have given up on that series, but if they do the right thing here, I might be able to be persuaded to come back, but it'll have to be perfect. My thank you of the week actually goes to Brad for giving me his extra Hearts of Stone DLC code. I've installed it, and I will be playing that DLC probably after I get through.
That is a damn good DLC.
Yeah.
The spoon.
I'll be looking for the spoon. And my fuck you of the week
Goes to Game of Thrones.
goes to the raccoon.
The king.
The raccoon that took up residence in my attic and tore a hole in my air ducts.
Oh shit!
So, and also to the pet service, I came out twice and for the somehow first time managed to miss a giant hole about this long underneath one of the overhangs on where my roof comes down. Like there's this like hard plastic thing that's like an air vent kind of thing. Fucking raccoon pulled the whole thing down, left like a gaping hole about this wide. All you needed to do was reattach the plastic thing. They missed it. They almost. I paid them a lot of money and they came out and they almost. I had to bitch. Have them come out and look at it.
Welcome to
again.
homeownership.
Yeah, being a homeowner is wonderful.
Nick
The
Henderson,
fucker
homeowner.
went into my attic, ran laps above my head one night, all night, kept me up all night. I didn't get any sleep. Got up the next morning to go to work. Walked into my garage, turned on the light. Everything that wasn't nailed down in my garage was knocked over on the floor. Fucking asshole.
They're cool though. They have like people hands.
Did you name him Bandit?
No, I didn't give him a name.
They like pick
'Cause I
up stuff and
hated
nibble
him.
on it.
But anyways, yeah, that's my 4-player minute. Anyways, oh yeah, and by the way, in case you were wondering, my 4-player minute was brought to you by Jason Bourne, which I am also still fucking excited for. If you haven't been able to tell.
Well, there you go.
All right.
Did you know that when you weren't on the podcast, Crispy, that Chris Davis was dedicating his 4-player minutes to No Man's Sky in honor of you?
he?
Yeah.
Oh, Chris
You would know if you
Davis.
ever listened to a podcast or watch a video that we've ever produced. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm
Man,
very
Brad,
busy
you have a way.
with
You have a way of like setting things up to where you look like you're saying something nice and then just fucking. Oh man! All right.
I
anyways.
do listen to podcasts, but like honestly, okay, people at home, think about this. If you sat in a room with your friends for 2 hours and had a conversation, would you ever feel compelled to listen to a recording of that conversation again?
If I wasn't on it, I would.
Actually, this is gonna sound crazy,
But you do because you edit the podcast.
No. Last 2 podcasts we've done, I've just listened to while at work.
Do you know how far behind
That's
I
weird.
am on so many podcasts that I listen to?
I
know,
always
it's a
listen to our
little-
podcast if I'm not on it.
I can't like if I miss.
Because you know what? We have a pretty good podcast, Crispy.
If I
We can talk about this
I
later.
didn't say we didn't.
Oh man! All right, thank you guys so much for listening / watching. 4playernetwork.com is the website. Check it out. You can also watch us broadcast games every single day over at 4pp.tv. And of course, this is a big reminder. I want everybody. Don't ever forget the calendar exists. If you're ever wondering what we're going to be playing, or when we're going to be playing, or what the fuck we're going to be playing, it's always on the calendar.
There's
Usually-
also in chat there are calendar commands. You can do !calendar to get a link to the calendar, or you can do !up next, and when it will actually tell you what is next on the calendar that's going to be on the stream.
Shut up.
Wait, when did that happen?
Yeah, try it in chat right now.
No way.
It's a pretty cool little feature. You just do up
Up.
next.
Is there anything up next?
Um,
Oh.
Well, the live recording is going
Tuesday.
on right now, or the next to Tuesday, because that's the next thing on the
crazy.
calendar. We haven't updated the calendar
Yeah.
for tomorrow.
Okay, so
'cause
don't use that command yet. But
Well, it just depends on how.
we just haven't updated the calendar.
We update the calendar at the end of each week for the following week. So
Something's going to be happening tomorrow.
point is, something's
Not
going to be
me.
happening. Thank you so much for listening. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.
how is that not a command?
Have a good night, guys. Bye.
Peace out.
I love you.